Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the part 2 of the whole big kaboom thing event that we were doing for Avengers Infinity War. This is the comprehensive review of the movie.
Socratic seminar?
Yeah, our Socratic seminar. Hashtag fuck education. Anyway, here we are.
Stay in school, kids.
Too late.
Alright, conflicting interests already. So, fucking stop looking up Seinfeld, damn it. Anyway, I'm gonna just introduce everybody on the couch here. Because we do.
On the couch.
Yeah, and the people off the couch, I guess.
I'm on the couch.
Today, because, you know, we might attract some different kinds of viewers here. Just want to let everybody know, because we don't really do movie reviews and all that kind of shit. So, here we got your boy Emerald Gamer or Cole. We're all. I'll get to that in a moment. You're just gonna have to suffer till I get to it.
Touching my belly.
We got your boy Emerald Gamer. Everyone's gonna be calling me Cole. Also, I am your boy Thanos. Look at me. Look at Thanos. Can't tell the difference. On the couch next to me.
Dumb joke here.
On the couch next to me. Is a newly introduced Mineral Gamer, so everyone give our boy Chase Jasper Gamer a good welcome.
Your middle name's Jasper?
No.
Is his last name Gamer?
You said Jasper Gamer.
Yeah, Chase Jasper Gamer.
Quotation.
Quotation. There you go.
I have a
Anyway, so say hello to the people.
Hola.
All right, I guess he's Spanish. And then next
He's
to
really
him,
white.
next to him is Mr. Movie Man, Duel Links legend, Colton.
Right now.
Duel Links legend, Colton Ruby Gamer. Say hello. Say hello.
I've said enough already.
All right, sounds good. Then moving down back from behind me. Can't fucking speak. We got Cobalt Gamer. Same dude as me. Same dude, same guy.
What, does that mean we have Coltrane?
Coltrane, say hello.
This part right here is called Train.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, it's your...
Their ass to cock.
Okay, sounds good. And then behind our boy Chase, we have Hawaiian Mexican over here, Puerto Rican man. We got Michael and or Rallen, also Raspite Gamer. Say hello. Say hello.
What's going on, guys? It's the one Raspite Rallen Gamer.
Riko? Raspite.
It looks fucking cool. I'll look it up in a second. Hold on.
And then last, but definitely not least, because I was very excited to see this movie, as we were all, but we're going to get to that here in a moment. We got Richard, Garnet Gamer. Say hello.
Yeah, what's up, y'all tooting out there?
Alright, sounds...
Hell yeah.
I almost just want to take a retake.
That's gay.
Alright, so anyway, we're going to go...
Bad version of Gen 3.
Boy.
Ruby's the best.
This man's just looking up Seinfeld. Chase. Okay, well,
Yeah, save this shit.
since we're all very interested, in case anyone was wondering, it was Seinfeld with blackface. Anyway, so moving on, I want to get right into it. First things first, out of our little list of discussion topics, I don't have a piece of paper, it's just in my head.
I thought you pulled it up on a document.
No. I want to keep it a surprise. Anyway, so
Like what happens at the end of the movie?
I mean, we're gonna talk about it. It's not.
Yeah,
this is filled with spoilers. I'm already gonna do like a whole thing in the beginning of being
Jerry
like,
Seinfeld died.
do not watch this
Infinity
movie.
War.
Do not watch this fucking video if you haven't seen the movie
You
yet.
haven't seen the movie yet, you suck.
I guess.
It's been like 8
Oh
Anyway-
my god.
Anyway,
Just call the viewers
we
sucky.
wanna.
No, I said...
we just lost all our viewers. Thank you all for watching. Bye
Wait.
bye.
But I'm a viewer.
Does that mean I gained the viewers then?
You've warmed my heart and you've just burned.
So what's the first topic, Cole?
Okay, so the first, it's not really a topic. I just want to cover it first and see if anyone's opinion will change by the end of this after we have the discussion. I doubt it, but I just kind of want to just get a little bit of an idea here. So, ranking from 1 to 10, how did you think the movie was? I'm going to start with Chase. 8?
8 out of 10.
Alright, you don't have to give a reasoning, by the way, but you can,
I'm sure I'll get my reason.
Okay. Colton?
Fucking rating thief. I was gonna say 8 too.
Alright, what is that still your rating? Okay. Cole?
9.
9? Michael?
7.8 out of 10. Too much water.
Okay.
Actually, no, probably 8 or 9.
Funny,
Yeah,
right?
because we were talking about Gen 3 a second ago.
8 or
We're
9?
IGN now.
You said 8 or 9?
Yeah, 8 or 9.
Richard?
I'd give it a Thunder McKing out of.
You
10.
fucked up the bit.
I did.
It's a
Hey,
solid-
I'm sorry.
That
It's
bit
a 10
was
though.
solid.
It's a 10.
Okay.
I like the movie a lot.
Alright, here we go. And honestly, for me, I'd probably say 10 as well.
I only didn't say 10 because,
It's a bit much.
yeah, it's
We'll
just like,
talk about
we'll
it.
get there.
We'll talk about it. We'll get there.
Hey,
Alright, so let's go
my
through a
opinion
little
ain't
short
gonna change.
reasonings. Chase, you got any specific reason at all?
I feel like some of the script, like the script wasn't all written by one person. It was written by multiple people.
Yeah.
that's
Like
something.
crap.
So
the
the
Oh, dude, I
characters.
didn't study.
So
they
so
even
for
have
some
a
of
fake scripts.
yeah for
That's true.
some characters, like I feel like a lot of Star-Lord's stuff really felt out of character for him, just
Fuck
because
I see that, yeah.
just because his like all his lines and like all the Guardians lines wasn't written by James Gunn, who wrote the original first 2 Guardians and directed them. So I feel like they just felt a little
Forced.
a little forced, a little out of place in this, but
I mean, I think Bautista had the best lines.
yeah, he really did.
What if
And a
they-
lot of his lines were actually improv.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what he
he's a hilarious man. Why Gamora?
So that was-
Anyways, yeah, that's part of the reasoning, but other than that, it's a pretty solid movie.
I got you. Colton, do you have any specific reasoning for your score?
I mean, it's a Marvel movie. Like, I like Marvel movies, but superhero movies generally aren't that different from each other.
I feel you.
So, you can't really give a superhero movie like a perfect rating, because they're not really too original, but it was good for a superhero movie.
Alright.
So,
There we go. Cole? Any specific Here comes the really simple.
Yeah,
I can already
basically,
see it.
what Colton was talking about, I feel like is the exact opposite of what I think. Cause like, the ending was what I wanted.
Alright.
my god.
I can't handle it. Almost a 10, but they ruined it. They did
Spoiled
the
it.
thing. They did something different than regular movies.
He got things on all of them go.
We'll just let him rant for
There was-
the rest of the duration of the time that
in
we
the
have.
background. But as for the movie, I want to give it a 10, but then it's like it's pushing it. Not saying the movie's, but the movie's amazing, and most part they did everything right that they had to. Like, oh sure, you can nitpick, but everything they needed to do right to make the movie what it was, they did right. But just giving a movie a 10 is like saying that's a perfect movie, and it's really hard to get that. I think part 2 will probably be a full on 10 given how they're going right now. But this was, if anything, it's probably a 9.5 just because, like I say, he had an issue with the Guardians, and which is an actual argument, and also fuck Star-Lord, but Star-Lord made it not a 10. There we go. That's my whole.
All
reasoning.
right, there we
Fuck
go.
Star-Lord.
Richard?
He
I
ruined it.
mean, what do you mean you ruined
He
it?
soiled it.
What do you mean?
Like, that's a later discussion, boys. We gotta move on.
Just go.
Okay. I mean, I like the movie a lot. I thought the fact that they would actually kill several people off, even several unexpected characters were killed.
they didn't kill them.
Well, okay.
We'll get to that.
Another
They
discussion.
ate into oblivion.
Did they unexist
Whatever.
them? Oh yeah.
They're gone for
I
now.
had this whole argument with my
Loki's
friend for
dead.
like 3 days.
Didn't expect that one, honestly, just
Who
because
died?
Loki.
I honestly don't know who that is either. Could you please
mean Atreus?
describe that?
I'm thinking about Atreus.
Is he the guy that like does he have the knives?
You mean Tom Hiddleston? Playing himself?
Anyway, continue, Richard. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm not gonna. I
Apologize.
quit.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I resign as a mineral gamer.
Oh,
I'm
Can
going
I be a
to-
Raspite
no.
Garnet gamer? Hey, you retired.
That was a bit.
But it like exact reasoning for 10 is that about it?
I thought it was really good. It was a lot more impactful than the past few Avengers movies. It I really thought it was just probably the best movie with so many cast members at one point. So it just really was the greatest in my opinion so far.
That's another problem I had with it, was they could have had the perfect thing, they could have included everyone. But no Ant-Man, no Hawkeye. Like, literally, if those two had been in it, they would have had every single
Part of the
character.
reason I'm still
I
definitely
think
certain that Hawkeye wasn't in it because his hand was broken for sure. Like, so they just put him later.
Yeah. I mean, Hawkeye, he wants to be left the fuck alone. I mean, can you blame the guy? He just wants to live on his farm with his kids and wife, and he doesn't want to be involved in
And technically, they were technically mentioned in it. They got arrested. So.
Yeah, but they could have had every single character. They were two off.
Well, maybe they're still alive. They'll be in part 2.
Just like Civil War didn't have Thor or Hulk. I know that's because of like a power
Timeline
scaling
reasons.
Well, yeah, timeline, but like it's a power scaling thing too because they're both insanely more powerful than everyone else.
So one had
And
both of them.
They would have just killed everyone.
Yeah, Hulk has no affiliation. He'll beat the shit out of all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be Civil War Hulk because Hulk just wants to fight everything.
Yeah.
And Thor really just doesn't care. I did watch a little clip where he was like off in Australia or whatever. It was a fucking like a YouTube clip they did, and he was like, he was trying to get a hold of them. He doesn't have a cell
I would
phone.
save that. There's a discussion topic on that here very soon, not later, but soon. But for me, 10 out of 10 reason. It'll become more clear as we go through the topics. But literally everything that this movie did was like perfect for a Marvel movie. I do get what you're saying, Colton, about like they're superhero movies, they're like Marvel movies, and like they're not exactly like super original because they're
predictable.
They're very predictable. But like the way that it's presented was just absolutely perfect compared to the other ones.
And that's one thing that was good about this one too, was because like it was still a superhero movie, but like every superhero movie is like good guy wants peace, good guy wins. And this one was like different because it was like villain wants peace, villain wins.
Yeah, because like, the whole story was literally Thanos' hero journey. That was the whole thing, and he ends with
the
him.
main character.
Also, he didn't actually. I meant to talk. We'll get there, but he didn't. He was not actually one of the ones that died at the end of the movie.
Well,
we'll get to that.
That'll be a whole debate.
I've been meaning to talk to you, but you said we were gonna have this. So I was like, I'll wait and do the whole discussion there. I have like a list of. I have my own list of shit I need to talk about.
So that's our scores for now. We'll see if they change.
11.
Sure.
6.
Moving on before we actually get into like the nitty grit of fucking like dissecting this movie a little bit further. Let's go into like the more musical sort of stuff to it, because has anyone here other than me heard or looked through the OST at all?
I've only done a little bit, so no.
Or like at least like tried to listen to the the music in the movie or whatever.
Nope.
No, there were 2 songs.
I've been meaning to check out
Not in the OST. The OST is different. The borrowed the borrowed score or whatever you want to call it was literally 2 songs. It was Rubber Band Man.
They were both Guardians. Because Guardians
and the Black. It was that and the Black Panther theme, because that's not technically part of the original score.
Black Panther shows up because like it's very subtle, but you hear the drums start, and then you just our primal instinct, you know he's there.
It's just
shit's about to get real.
Like they used that from the movie, but other than that, like the borrowed score was 2 songs. The original score was really
I do
really
like
short.
the new version of the Avengers theme song score that they did, because it has the dun 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 like within the first 10 seconds of the song, and it just sounds amazing. I've listened to that several times over the past week. It's just good.
Like, honestly, I think this is one of the very few times in a movie where I've noticed that the OST is not super great in a lot of parts, and it still didn't matter. Like, for some reason, like, there were a lot of moments where you either didn't hear music at all, which was kind of a big deal at the beginning. I'll get to that whenever we start. But, like, other than that, like, there was only, like, 1 or 2 other instances where I noticed that the music was actually, like, influencing me to be, like, more invested in the movie. Like, especially, there's a part at the end where he starts just, like, where Thanos teleports on Earth, and they start playing that song that has, like, the fucking Destiny fucking Cobalt like war trombones and shit. And it, like, honestly, it was, a lot of it was like super perfect. The Avengers theme was really good, just like you said. But like, other than that, it's honestly a pretty decent OST. Like, there wasn't like a lot of like really, like, it was very basic, but it did its job and where it needed to be.
They didn't need big fancy music for this one because they had enough going on.
Overall, I think it's only like it's like, there's like barely any songs on it. Of everything that I could find on YouTube, because usually I look up every OST for everything because I'm just that guy. But I think there was like really only like barely 20 songs, maybe not even on it.
Can we look up the SpongeBob OST?
Stop.
You know there's some bangers in SpongeBob.
Shut up, Michael. A lot of the like a lot of the drama was kind of too much. That was another complaint I had. Like the Gamora scene was
Which one?
Where
like
she
the
fell
music,
where he threw her off.
that was the most dramatic
That-
thing I've seen in my life.
It was
Like the
hilarious.
way they
That was kind of like a like.
they cut to Thanos crying. It was almost
Yeah.
like a joke. Like
They,
way
they
they
held
did
on
that so
Thanos
much.
trying for a solid, much longer than I thought they would.
Yeah.
They just kept
Yeah.
zooming in. I'm like,
Just
Okay.
one. They played that out like it was like that. Like those basic like scenes where like the like all like a whole bunch of like mobsters or whatever like barge into the house and kill the family or whatever
Yeah.
hypothetical family, just starts playing like ambient like opera music as they're like twirling in the air with like
Yeah.
like it's kind of like overkill, but in that sense it was like it kind of made sense because they were killing a character that's like super important
and they were showing that Thanos
to
was
Thanos, I guess.
human.
Yeah.
As in,
Yeah.
like, we did actually love her. He is not an outright. Obviously, he's a monster, but he actually does believe he's doing right, and he's not full on evil. He's just like, I want to help everyone, and no one wants to fucking listen, so
Yeah.
I'm doing it my way. Casualties, I'm gonna lose a lot of my. I could die in my own finger snap too, but if it means I fix the universe, I don't care. So he had conviction, and he actually was not full on evil. He's just obviously he's crazy. He's crazy. He's wrong in the head. He's not in the right, but he's not actually evil per se. 'Cause he was on the hero journey the entire movie.
Yeah. Alright. But other than that, did anyone have anything to say about the music before we left that little topic?
I think the music was good.
Nothing at all? Okay. Cool. Alright, so now we're getting into it, boys. The very start of the movie. Like, before any characters are shown on the screen or anything, like the Marvel splash screen. That is probably quite literally the best way you could have ever started a movie like that. Like it was completely silence.
don't they start every movie like that?
No, they start every movie out with a variation of that character's theme.
Or in the Avengers movie, they just have the slow playing dun dun
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
Like, it
to
was
get you in the mood. It was
Absolute
like-
silence, and then they had like the slow fade in of like the distress call. That shit was like the best way you probably could have ever started that movie. I don't think I've ever sat through a movie, like at a Marvel movie anyway, where like it plays the splash screen and nobody says shit. Like not a single. Like whenever we saw it, did anyone hear anyone talk at all?
Mm-mm.
It was silent.
Like usually when those come up, it's like literally everyone's just like, yeah, woo, like for like because that's usually what it is.
Everybody knew what was coming.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, I don't want to get excited yet. I don't want to cry.
And for
5 minutes
those who
into it.
didn't, I'm sorry, because
Sorry, Miss
that
Jackson.
movie just like it's so perfect. Like the start of that movie was basically like the equivalent of like the beginning of the apocalypse. Like it's basically
I
what
mean,
it.
literally, we were coming off the heels of the Asgardian apocalypse into the galactic apocalypse.
Yeah, it's literally it was
Is
crazy.
Thanos Jesus?
And then they
literally
had,
brought
like-
the rapture.
They had that whole point where like they just killed off a lot of characters right there on that ship. Like our boy Korg, Mr. Rock Boy
They
from
showed
Thor
them
Ragnarok,
that? I
he
didn't-
gone. He
Did
dead.
they show his body?
There's
though?
no way he's coming back.
They didn't show the bodies of anyone but just regular.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He's
Yeah,
alive.
And
yeah, the director confirmed that Valkyrie was still alive. So
Yeah.
but I don't know if he means on the ship or did she go on the ship with them at the end? of
Yeah,
the
she
movie?
went
I
on
don't
the ship
remember.
with them.
We're all together.
The only
Well,
problem.
somebody, she is a Valkyrie. I wouldn't know she
Yeah.
escaped or something. She fucked off somehow.
Yeah.
I'm sure she I don't know if she survived. If he meant like he survived the Thanos coming in and killing basically everybody, because maybe she was hiding at Thor's like, no, you die like you go over there.
Yeah. That man invaded the ship, had one stone, and just completely killed everyone except for the main characters, obviously, at that point.
And the gatekeeper guy, the black guy,
Yeah.
I thought his ability could only beam them to the gate of Asgard.
No,
it can go
it can be
anywhere.
anywhere.
It's any realm.
Because I don't remember him
Any
ever
of the
using
realms that
that.
they own.
But
Like,
well,
I thought it
or
was,
they
like,
have
only-
access to.
Yeah.
It was only to the gate or from the gate. Like, he could beam anyone anywhere from the
Heimdall.
gate.
It's
He
the
can-
sword that
yeah,
does it.
Heimdall.
Oh.
He's he has the power of like seeing into the future and shit.
Yeah.
And like being like what he did in Ragnarok, where he like brought Thor to the same place. I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain this. Like I think it's like all vision
Well,
or
it's like-
something. He
it's
can
like
see
how the-
everything.
Yeah, it's like how the Bifrost works.
Yeah,
It's
like
like
it
his
can go. It
eyes
can
are-
go anywhere. He can
Yeah.
see anywhere and anything. That's why Stormbreaker later, Thor is so strong. He can access the Bifrost with his ultimate weapon of doom.
But that
which is
just that whole entire thing of like, just at the beginning, like it was a little cliche, but I got it because it's kind of been like a running gag since Avengers, where it was like, at first it was Loki getting the smackdown by by Hulk, and
it
then
was Thor by Hulk.
yeah, Thor by
Literally
Hulk.
the same. They just
Yeah.
copy and
Like,
pasted the same.
It, just like
action.
that trio of characters just have like this in the MCU, just had like this weird, like
Beat the hell out. Everyone
hate, love, hate, to die, almost get beaten to death triangle
God.
type of thing. And then Loki finally got to pull off his thing where they're like, we have a Hulk. And they came full circle.
That scene was hilarious just because Thanos put a Hulk on Do Not Disturb for the rest of the movie. He turned him off.
So
He's
that-
like, no.
That kind of brings
No.
me to like the sort of like subject of this little part is that like, okay, so what did everyone think of the Hulk Thanos like fucking boxing match of the century?
It
I
looks
wish
it's
it
fantastic.
looked
Mar-
good.
Merriweather versus Pacquiao. Let's do it.
I wish that Thanos would have like picked him up and done the thing that Hulk did to Loki.
Yeah,
That would have been funnier.
that would have been great.
But I guess it was supposed to be more of a serious tone.
Yeah, it was,
I
supposed,
guess,
it was supposed
yeah.
to be like full on like Hulk backed him to the corner. Hulk was doing his normal Hulk stuff. And then like, should we step in? And when the dude said, "Let him have his fun,"
Yeah,
he
he was
straight
straight
up,
just
he,
like-
he was literally boxing.
Yeah.
He came up like Mike Tyson back in the '80s. Just, what? Hulk did not know where he was. He didn't know he was Hulk. He thought he was like Ant-Man for a solid
When
5
Chase
seconds.
clipping the mic
When he
over
did
your
the thing where he like grabbed his face and like slammed it on his knee.
Yeah.
My dad was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
ear.
he audibly said it like loud enough for everyone to hear.
I mean, Hulk like
Also,
literally put
that
Hulk on
part at
sleep
the
mode.
end with your dad, we have to talk about that because that was the funniest shit that I've heard out of like a reaction. But Chase, what did you think of that? Like,
I think it was a good way to open the movie.
oh yeah,
It's
It really set the tone. Like
yeah, it really
Hulk got bodied and did
Showed
not
you
come
how-
back the
showed
entire
you how
movie. Yeah.
strong that
It put
fucker
Thanos
was.
on a pedestal. Like he clapped Loki, Thor, and Hulk's cheeks within the same like time period with a no hesitation and no sign of.
That was like all of like
Yeah.
what 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, like it movie barely started. Hulk gets literally just turned off for the rest of the movie. Loki is dead, and Thor is trapped and just
he
has
scared
to watch
the
his
Bruce
friends get
Banner
booted.
out of Hulk. That's
Yeah.
what
How,
fucking happened.
how was Captain America even able to like hold his hand for that long then later on?
Well, because if you
Thanos was like, "Oh, you're
yeah,
actually
he was
like,
surprised. I
Yeah.
don't know where they're gonna go with that, but there's a lot of different variations in the comics
Ice
Do you
where
remember when people
I know.
thought-
Yeah.
He's gonna
It was
get
supposed to
possession
be-
of the Soul Stone confirmed.
It's 'cause-
no.
Yeah, and people was like saying, "Oh, his eye color is
But
the same
there's a
color
lot
as the Soul
of
Stone,"
there's a lot
or
of
something.
scenarios in the comics in which like Captain America holds Mjolnir and stuff like that.
Well, it was supposed to be like symbolic to. There's a part in the comics like one of the times right before Thanos is defeated, where Captain America's like the last person standing. And he
Yeah,
has like the face off with Thanos, but it didn't make sense because Captain America's nowhere near as strong as Hulk, and Thanos
He
fucking
wasn't like
destroyed
in the
Hulk,
same
so-
serious tone, or like Thanos was like, "Okay, I'll let you have your fun. Now I'm gonna show you what I can do
I mean, I'm
just
sure
to put you
Hulk
in your
can
place."
stop a punch.
Like,
Yeah,
like Captain
I would
America
say.
wasn't like trying to like, "Oh, I'm Hulk. I'm gonna whoop your." It was
Yeah,
like,
Captain
"I'm
America just
literally
blocked
doing,
a punch.
and I'm just gonna
That was
stop
it.
you." And that's why
But he held it for so long.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was trying to grab it because Thanos like.
well, he was
They
trying to
made it
grab the
seem a lot
gauntlet.
longer as well. It went into slow motion.
Yeah, Thanos
Yeah.
wasn't
It was a lot-
hesitating.
it
More
seemed
so,
a
he
lot
was like
longer
kind of
than it
surprised.
actually
Oh,
He
yeah.
was like.
He was trying to grab the gauntlet.
So he's
is what
kind of
he
like
was
he's
doing.
kind of thinking like,
Like,
I think
he was
thought
holding
back
his
to,
fingers so that
yeah,
way
He was
could-
holding him open,
Yeah.
so he couldn't close his fist.
So he was
And
kind
then
of
Thanos just fucking
Right hook
laid him
out of
out.
nowhere.
Like,
Yeah.
just knocked him out.
All I'm saying,
I
that was
laughed.
the most
I did
impressive
too.
feat of the entire movie against Thanos. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Because he straight up tried to punch the shit out of him. He did not pull that punch. You could tell. Like, that was
Wait, that best feat by Thanos or against Thanos?
against Thanos and attempting to, like, stop him just by one person. I'll get to that, though.
See,
We're skipping ahead
See,
here.
I think he related it back to Tony, because he was like, Stark earned his respect by like literally almost soloing him for that last part of that fight. Everyone else is dead. Tony had like 1/3 of his suit,
He
and
was
he's
the
just
first
fighting
person to
him.
make him bleed.
Yeah.
That's
and
why.
that's why I think that might be the feat, because like Thanos was
I
actually
guess,
like
yeah,
he was like
you're right, yeah.
It was the
really you
Rock
did
Lee
all
versus
that
Dara
just
scene where
literally
he had
drop
like, the little scratch on his
Yeah.
cheek, and they were like, he's been hit.
Keeping it! But,
he proceeded to just
but Chase,
fist Tony.
finish. No, we cut you off, my bad. But
Go for it.
finish what you thought of it. Or was that
Oh,
it?
of the first scene? What
Yeah.
Okay, so I know, like, for storytelling reasons, like, they couldn't have killed Thor, but, you know, Thanos, like, easily could have killed Thor in, like, the first
Oh, yeah,
5
no.
minutes.
And he should have known that the ship explosion wouldn't kill Thor.
Right.
I mean, I guess he really didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't
he would have
think much
definitely
of
known.
it. He's like, it doesn't
'Cause, like,
matter.
For
You're
some
gonna die
reason,
anyway.
in like Marvel, in like the Marvel universe, they treat Asgardians as like aliens.
Because
Not
they're
like-
gods, but then technically they are
They're
aliens.
yeah,
'Cause
they're-
you can technically go to the planet Asgard.
Yeah.
You can't anymore, but
Asgard's
it
a
exists
realm,
in
isn't
space. There are
What?
no.
it? Isn't Asgard a realm?
yeah, but they define realm as like
It's basically like a different galaxy. They're that
Does that
they're
make,
that
like-
far away that
like
you wouldn't find it
Olympus
conventionally.
is that canon to Marvel?
I don't-
The Nordic gods are a thing.
I mean,
I mean,
is
Hercules
Hercules
is a god. And,
Is he in
He's a
Marvel or is he
demigod.
DC?
well, I mean,
No,
you know,
Hercules is
he's
an
a
adventure.
character in Marvel. Like,
He's an Olympian.
yeah.
I don't know about the other. I know the other ones are around, but they're just not as powerful. Hercules is the main one because it's Hercules. He's super strong.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is
But I think
Thor
that
a
one-
god or a demigod?
Thor's a straight on god.
He's a god.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They call him a demigod, but both his parents were gods, so he's the most god that
What was his
got.
mom
I think-
a god of?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I know that. Like, I know the lore, but I can't remember her name.
God of unimportance.
Yeah, the god of make your son the most broken.
God
man.
of die from stab wound.
Probably.
Anyway, was there any more to that? Or?
No.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Let's. Colton, do you have anything to say about it? I pretty much said everything except what I
Are
want
we
to say.
talking about like
The first scene on Thor's ship, from start to finish.
I think that Squidward's monologue was pretty cool.
Oh, when he was like doing like the prophet speech
That was
or whatever.
that was a cool character. He should have.
I like
Oh, no,
how
been
the
alive.
Ebony-
nobody remembers that dude's
Ebony
name. It's
Maw.
just we all know him
The
as
Ebony
Squidward.
Maw.
Ebony Maw,
yeah, the Ebony Maw is like
He does a lot more in the comics. I
He's
know that.
broken. He's like he's
Yeah, you
he's
can
literally
fucking see
like
by-
Magneto, but
he
with
didn't
more
even
shit.
move and just cut a car in half.
Yeah, he's literally like Magneto, but with more shit to him. Like it's ridiculous. I'm sure there's like some sort of weird limit that I don't know about, but
He could have like.
Cole, should I just read these off every time it's important? Because these things. Did you read all these?
I did.
I was wheezing.
That's another questionable thing. Like when he got sucked into space, he could have like telekinetically probably brought something from the ship that could have gave him air or whatever.
Yeah.
So, see, they were ambiguous kind of with that, so I wouldn't doubt he comes back later.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like kind of how
'Cause
Thor was
he
just kind of
seemed a
floating
lot.
in space.
He seemed a
Yeah.
lot more important than the other ones, but like I guarantee you, he's probably not coming back. It just seemed a little bit too.
But they did
yeah.
kind of leave it
He
open.
was
where
turning
could.
like how in the first Guardians movie, whenever I think it's when Gamora and Star Lord are out in
Yeah.
space, he was turning like that.
Same with
So I don't think he's
Yondu.
gonna
Like
come
Yondu
back.
did
Yeah.
the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think.
how Yondu come back.
R.I.P. Yondu. One of
Yeah.
the best Marvel characters.
If he was in Infinity War, that would have been that just would have made the movie all much better.
All those things, the like symbiote seeming things that
Yeah.
they're fighting, they would have been like fucking
Yeah,
gone.
that
That would have been the
Gone.
best
They would've
scene
been
ever.
heated.
I mean, like even when like the wheel, like the fucking, for some reason it always reminded me of it. But did anyone see the movie Robots with like the weird
Yeah.
like wheel saw robot things?
Yeah.
See, I mean, yeah, wrote the like the Pixar movie.
Yeah, it was so
yeah.
weird, but
like
like
Fanny. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
Aunt Thicky?
like it's just like the saw blade wheels just reminded me of that movie for some reason. But like if Yondu would have been there, that would have been an immediate.
Although I guess
problem solved.
technically it wouldn't have been
Oh.
because he would have been with the Guardians fighting Thanos.
Maybe.
Well,
Because that's where he would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
Well, he
right.
probably, well,
Now that I think about
well,
it.
no,
yeah.
actually, he probably wouldn't have stayed with the Guardians. he would have been on the other planet, which I forget.
He
the
probably
name
would
of.
have went with Rocket and Thor.
No,
Honestly.
if he had been on the ship.
I don't know.
I think he would have went back to do his own shit with his people, and
Yeah.
then he would have been killed off screen when they went to, what's the place called?
the Star.
Or whatever.
No,
Armir.
not that store. The other one.
Nowhere.
Not nowhere, but the other place on the Guardians.
He's talking about where the
Titan?
Nova
No,
Corps
not
is.
Titan. No, not the Nova. What's it called? It's like that bar place. I don't remember what it's called, but
Oh, that's where they started on
Precisely, can't
in
you-
Guardians
yeah,
2.
something like that. They said like that place was raided by Thanos. He
Yeah.
probably would have died there, and then that would have set Peter off more.
Well, I'm
he would have
saying
been like,
assuming he
that
lived
means
in part
Yondu was
two,
dead. Yeah.
He probably would have stayed with the Guardians.
I don't
Because at
think
that
he
point,
would.
Yeah,
no, because at that point he wasn't accepted anywhere else.
But
That
after,
was the whole point of
But
it.
after his
Yeah,
death and
that's
everything,
true.
he
He
wasn't.
wasn't accepted. No, I mean he was honored. He was not accepted. They
Yeah.
honored his death.
Couldn't his weapon like penetrate anything? Like
Oh
go through
yeah,
anything?
Probably,
that,
yeah.
that weapon was dumb. Like it was
I don't know if it would penetrate vibranium.
If you remember at the end of
Like, I
the
don't
second
think. I
Guardians
think
movie,
they could have done something
so,
where Cap bounces it off his shield to do some fancy tricks. But I
Sorry,
don't
what,
think
Chase?
So yeah, at the end of the second Guardians movie, so I don't. It was like Yondu's second-hand man, whatever
Yeah.
that character's name. He actually ended up with
That's true. He did
his
get it.
weapon with his
Yeah.
number.
And he was
Yeah.
practicing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
That's
could have
why-
done something with
It's
that.
silent,
That's
isn't
true.
it?
Because that guy probably got
Like-
killed.
It's silent when it moves through the air.
Well, it makes like that weird like.
It's because he
reverberating-
whistles and that's how it's
Yeah.
controlled.
Oh, because I was thinking like I know they didn't shoot Thanos because he could have just like blocked it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like that thing, if it was silent, they could have just like just whistled and it
Assuming
fucking
he
shot
was in the
through
middle of a
Thanos' head or
monologue.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since he didn't wear his
Monologuing.
helmet like throughout the entire movie. So.
Oh yeah.
No one actually shot at him in the movie, did they?
No. There was like one or two.
No, the
people
one.
that did.
I mean, the one like potential for them to shoot at
Star-Lord
him.
shot at him for sure.
I mean, he
Star-Lord's
shot
whole
at
thing
him,
is
but he didn't
guns.
really like hit him too
Yeah.
much. Like not like any kind of a damaging shot whatsoever. And the one time that he had potential to technically do that, it was whenever he shot bubbles at Gamora. So.
Yeah. Fucking bubbles.
Bubbles.
Why did he pick bubbles? of
Because
all things?
it's-
like,
Because it's Thanos, and he thought it'd be funny, probably.
It was during
guess.
the Guardians
But
thing.
they-
The Guardians are more goofy. So
I
it's-
guess, but they should have done like the Joker like bang flag thing or something. I don't
Looney
know.
Tunes.
Yeah. Like I don't
Nice
know.
job.
I feel like that would have been.
I think it
better
was
than
like
just
to throw a
bubbles,
shock
but-
in the serious moment where like,
Yeah.
haha, it's bubbles. Why? Because I'm fucking Thanos, so I can do whatever the hell I want. And then I'm just gonna punch your face into the ground 8 times and leave.
Anyway, were you finishing your thought on the first
What?
scene, or were you done with that?
No.
Okay, Richard.
I mean, you pretty much explained just about everything. It was really cool though. So.
You put the fear of God into Hulk, dude. Hulk was like, no.
Straight up, just knocked the Bruce Banner out of Hulk, boy.
Did suck when Loki died.
Cole,
though.
what was your thoughts on the first scene?
I still think he's alive. He's gonna pull
I
this
don't.
I
out.
didn't like it because bad. They
Oh,
did him
bad.
dirty.
I feel bad.
Another
What
one
was
bites
that
the
guy's name?
dust.
What was the dude's name?
I don't know.
Also, the bad that
Somebody
like,
said it,
also
I
the
just don't
fact that
remember.
like they killed someone immediately.
Yeah.
Like they killed 2 people immediately.
Yeah.
Important people.
That was
Like
the
you
point,
know who these
to
are.
show that it
Yeah.
was gonna be heavy.
It's gonna be that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Like I really.
And he
enjoyed
literally
that.
said, "No resurrections this time."
Yeah. And then he fucking after he did that, he fucking Akuma'd the shit. Like, I'm just saying. Look at Akuma. Look at Thanos. Look at me. Can't tell the difference. Like I'm
Cole.
just saying.
Other Cole. What did that make you think of when Thanos said that at the beginning? I'm asking you because
Heroes
Relates
never
to-
die.
when he said no resurrections this time,
What does it mean to me?
like, what did it make you think of? Did you think of something?
I didn't hear him say it.
Because I thought of Akame ga Kill. Remember?
Like
they start the show by stating that no one will ever come back to life. Like there will be no resurrections. Like when people die, they're dead. I think that's a good
Until the
story
plot
element
device
to make
in
sure you
episode
establish
3.
that from
Yeah.
the beginning. But Marvel's gonna do an ass pull and like bring back people anyways.
Dun, dun,
I feel
dun,
like
dun.
there are like Gamora's lost forever.
Oh,
like,
she's
she's
in
not-
the, she's
I don't
in
think
the
so.
stone. She's in the
Because
Not
James
anymore.
Gunn wants to
No,
focus
she
on
is.
her.
Not
That
anymore.
whole scene where
Yeah, I
Yes,
know.
no,
We will get.
we'll
We
get
will
there.
get to
We'll
it.
have our argument.
James
when we
Gunn's
get
already said in Guardians 3 he wants to focus on Gamora.
there. She
Yeah, but
is
it's gonna be a
confirmed in the
prequel.
stone. She's just there.
I
We'll
mean,
get-
still.
We will get to all of that when we get to
2
it. 'cause
hours
that's probably
later,
gonna
she's
be-
broken
That's
down.
probably
Roth
going to be
is
the
fighting.
biggest debate of the entire video, to be honest. But other than that, moving on, like the sort of like in rest of the introduction scenes, which is kind of like up until the point where they start to go to Titan on the giant donut. So
So they find Banner. Banner's like, we have to tell
yeah,
everybody shit's going
that
down.
whole stuff in between there. Are there any thoughts in particular?
Wong is the realest character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go watch The House. Bye. I
Well,
guarantee you he's
that-
still alive
He
too.
was.
Well, yeah.
He's gonna walk out of the house like, what the hell just happened?
He's gonna be the replacement Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Dr. Wong.
More like I was gonna come up with something, but I couldn't. Anyway, but
Yes,
Chase,
here,
just
Joseph.
going down the line. Anything especially in between there at all that
Not
really
that I
kind of
think of.
struck you?
I did like how
Yeah.
panicked they made Banner. He's like, we're fucked. Because he knew, like, Hulk's not coming back. Hulk is gone. Hulk is like, no, I'm
That's kind of related to what I was gonna say. Mark Ruffalo is a terrible actor. Like every time he spoke in that movie, it was
He
like awful.
kind of sounds really groggy. Like every time he sounds
He's
like he just
perpetually
woke
stoned,
up.
just
Like
all the
he's
time.
just like
I mean,
like
have you seen his
it.
eyes?
It made sense.
I
in
mean,
the
it does
comic.
make sense, honestly, because
Yeah.
of the whole Hulk transformations and stuff.
Yeah, it kind of does mess with him, but like
Thanos is coming, Tony.
I mean, it made it made sense in the
Thanos.
in the situation, especially when he first came in because he crash landed and then transformed back, and he was like, "Thanos is coming," and then they were like, "Who dat?" And then it just was this flash screen.
It's that boy.
Doctor Strange saying "who" was a better line delivery than everything that Mark Ruffalo said in the whole movie.
I
Mark
wouldn't go
Ruffalo's
far to
really-
say
His
that.
acting is
Seriously,
terrible.
Mark Ruffalo, that's the face you're gonna be making.
I wouldn't go far. I wouldn't go that as far to say that, but I do get what you're saying. Like,
He's not meant to be a good wordy character. He most of the time he's big screamy green man. So I mean, does it matter what he says? when
I
he's
mean,
Banner?
to be fair, you were right. In most of the movies, he is not Bruce Banner for most of the time.
I mean, like, was it Age of Ultron where him and Tony were talking like the entire time? He sounded good there, but here his mind is like snapped in half. He's not all there. He's we got Thanos fight
Honestly,
Hulk.
I feel like
was
he was
Hulk
sort of that
for
way
a
in
long
Ragnarok
time.
as well.
He was Hulk.
Yeah,
Finally got to become Bruce Banner again.
I think he's gonna. I think
And he was
is
like sort of gaining
All right.
control.
Question of the day: is Mark Ruffalo on the verge of having a stroke? I'm thinking about this now. Like, he really has not been on his like super A game in like the past 2 movies. Like now that I think about it, now that you bring that up, it's like he's kind of been like that for the past 2 movies that he's
like,
been in.
I think they probably told him to keep acting like that because
Probably.
That's
he
funny
probably
as
did it
hell.
accidentally, and then they're like,
I
"No,
mean,
just keep
to be
doing
fair,
it."
it helped in Thor Ragnarok because it was like his first time being out of Hulk in 2 years,
And
which
still,
makes sense.
and then given he was Banner when he
And
got on the
since
he
Infinity
turned
War
back into
happens
Hulk.
basically
He turned
right
back to
after
Banner
Ragnarok.
after the fight.
Yeah.
No, he didn't
Until
turn-
Ragnarok.
No, he didn't turn. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he was still Hulk
Yeah,
yeah.
he stayed Hulk until
until they
They got
ran
on the
into
ship.
Thanos.
Yeah.
they got on the ship.
Yeah.
No,
They-
the ship in Thor Ragnarok.
So then he did go back to Banner.
Yeah, because he saw the clip of Black Widow talking, and that reminded him to
Yeah.
change back to
Okay.
Banner.
And then when he saw Thanos and everything was happening, he's probably like,
I mean,
damn it, Hulk,
he went
we
back,
have to do this.
He went back to Hulk in Thor Ragnarok after that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, whenever you.
no,
he
I was
fought
gonna say,
Fenrir.
no, I was saying after that, the end of the movie, did he stay Hulk?
Yeah. He said Hulk.
Okay, so then he stayed Hulk,
Mhm.
and then Hulk came out, fought Thanos for like 30 seconds, got fisted into oblivion, and hey, look, Banner's
Where was
like,
Hulk hiding then? The whole time Thanos and his group
Was
were
in the
destroying the
toilet.
ship.
He's kind of a
It
big
was
green
awesome.
dude. Like, how
He
did
was
they
on the
not see
toilet.
him?
And it's not like you can just say, "Hey, Hulk."
And the
hide.
ship was already kind of destroyed.
Yeah,
like-
they had been destroying the ship for quite a while.
So how did they not see this big
He's
green
just
dude?
huddled behind a corner or something.
they're probably, because after they saw what happened, Thor's probably like, we will
Well,
wait.
he's
until the
hiding
moment.
using Patch's squat.
What? Is that Dark Souls reference?
Yeah.
What he did, he just stood very, very still.
Oh my god,
He
that
could
was
have
the
transformed
that
into
was
Hulk,
I mean,
like
but
running to them.
I guess
I still think he
I
did
guess,
go back
Not
to
to mention the
Banner.
fact that you guys also have to realize that whenever he lands back there, he just got his ass fucking kicked, and Banner knows that because he can kind of like tell what's
well,
happening.
yeah, they
when he's
have
in
that now.
So he is just scared shitless about Thanos.
Yeah.
That's why he's like fucking
'Cause-
groggy.
'cause, yeah,
Because
I guess
he's like, hella tired. That's why during the entire scene they're like, dude, stand back, get some fucking rest for a second. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, see,
But
that's the best part. He
That's
doesn't have to
why
worry about
he's like
transforming.
groggy, whether his acting's poor or not. That's why it sounds.
You know, he always acts like that though. Like in real life, in interviews, he talks like that.
He's fun. Leave that man. He's literally playing himself. Leave him alone. It's hilarious.
I guess.
I mean,
I don't have anything against it, and I don't have anything for it. I'm just saying, like that. Now that you bring it up, I do notice it. It's just kind of one of those things.
still funny though.
I don't care. I think every actor's good because they got into the
No, you
cast,
had
so
no
they
point.
have.
I mean, more or less, yeah.
No, it's-
Everybody's 100% the best they can be, so you just gotta
Well,
accept
no,
that.
But sometimes people get acting jobs because they're good when they're younger, and then their acting talent deteriorates. But they're an A-list actor, so people keep casting
Or
them
Yeah.
so they can hit.
There you go.
It's a prime example.
Prime expert.
I almost said explanation, and I was like, what? That's not it.
But anyway, Colton, did you have anything? Maybe I have fucking Parkinson's. I don't remember, but
Not really.
I meant dementia, by the way.
I did like that the New York fight. It was good. Like the fight with
Is that what we're
Thanos'
on
children. Like seeing
Dude,
Iron
Crusher?
Man
Crusher, best character. All he said was Crusher the entire movie,
The big,
and he only said it like 3 times.
the big Thanos kid, the one who lost.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Crusher.
I thought he was just growling.
All I'm
and shit.
saying, whenever Peter gets out of the bus, someone had to see him.
That's a-
Yeah.
yeah, dude,
Somebody-
he's
Someone
like
had to see him.
cause a distraction and fat boy.
Ned.
I never
It's
Ned.
Ned.
He's
He's the
like,
best
hey
character.
everybody,
He's the guy in the chair.
absolutely nothing important. Everyone's like, oh, we gotta look over here, and then Peter's like, that was easier than I thought it was. Slides out of the fucking plane.
Also,
Or
was
out of the bus.
anyone slightly disappointed by the Stan Lee cameo this time around?
See,
Why?
I'm telling you.
I feel like
Da, da,
the older
da,
he's getting, the
da.
shorter and shorter his cameos are getting.
That's why in Infinity War
Yeah.
Part 2, the cameo is gonna be when they bring people back, and he's gonna be one of the people that comes. He's gonna fade back in. It's
If
gonna
I
be
could
great.
get rid of me that
That
easily.
scene just kind of looked funny. Like the way they shot it. It looked like the old-fashioned, like when someone was driving a car in a movie, they had like the, like,
Moving
thing
screen.
rolling.
Oh yeah.
because it just looked out of place. He looked so tiny.
It
And
looks like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, where he's just constantly moving the wheel 100% of the time. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but he literally in that scene where they're driving to the mansion, he's doing this the whole entire time. He's just
Yeah.
10 and 2 shaking the wheel the whole fucking time.
But in
Well,
like
make
the background,
sure
he's
we're
just
in
dri-
perfect
it just looks
position.
like he's driving straight, but he's
He's just
Swerving.
falling behind him, like behind the. They made an entire back shot of him driving, but they were like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And he's just like doing that. But other
I'm
than
gonna try driving home like that. See how long it takes me to get pulled over.
it's like watching a 4-year-old drive a plastic car.
other than like
Wait, moving the wheel. equals
other than
speed.
like the overall like what happens throughout those like scenes or whatever, it honestly now that I think about it, it's only really about like 2 or 3 scenes. That whole part.
It was also really cool how they showed Tony's nanotech.
Yeah.
I thought the way they did that was really nice.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
like you didn't. Like I didn't expect it. Like whenever like he's in like his normal.
Yeah, and it
thing,
like
I was like, oh, okay,
formulates
that was
around
dope.
him. Yeah.
It
That's
looked
a
like
brand new
goo.
suit, by the
Yeah, he
way.
had to
They've never
pull-
done
yeah,
that
he had
before.
to-
Yeah, I know.
They've
That's why I
never
was
done
like,
that suit
the way they
before, which
introduced
is
it
cool.
was really
the comics
nice.
they have.
Not in the comics.
I thought it was funny when
It's like
Thanos.
nanotech suits for like several times. One of them, like,
Not like the one specific, like not the model specifically that he
Well,
uses
yeah,
in the
not
movie.
the movie, but
That's
he-
a brand new model, like in any.
I know
like,
one of them
media.
usually comes out of
But-
his skin and forms around him.
Well,
He
yeah,
has
it's the
suit
symbiote
out.
suit. Yeah.
I
Well,
thought it was funny when Thanos like ripped the mask off, and then he was like he got real wide-eyed, and then it just immediately grew another one right before Thanos hit him again.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was kind of funny.
Like, I feel like those few scenes or whatever were like really good setup. Although one of them was like just a long. It was almost like a run-on sentence. Like one of it was like technically there were multiple scenes, but they just kept happening with things over and over and over and over, and there were like no like hard cut transitions really, except for the very
Yeah.
beginning, and that was it. And then like the fucking whole cell phone, like the flip phone bit with Captain America and all that, I thought that was kind of funny, to be honest, because it was like, it's like having like a bad breakup and you're trying to call and say that I'm sorry and I'm sorry and I need you right now, but it was just kind of like one of those things.
I thought at first, like, it was supposed to be a joke, like, oh, he's this big techie guy, but he has a flip phone.
Yeah.
But then I realized later, it's probably like a burner phone. Like, he doesn't want to
Yeah,
keep his number in his
it's a
actual
burner.
phone.
In Civil War, he mails it to him. That's what the
Oh.
package
Yeah,
from
he said,
Tony
if you
Stank
need
comes
me,
from.
just call me. It has
Oh,
the one,
yeah.
it has the one contact in there.
Package
I
from
also really
Tony
liked the
Stank.
cinematography, like everything that was happening is like they were walking to see what was going on. Like that was really cool too, just because like you could actually see like all the different stuff happening, and it was really neat.
You got it from like every angle too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty neat.
And that car almost fucking killed him and that lady, and he didn't even say anything about it. Like, they didn't even react.
Yeah.
They were seconds from death if that pole hadn't been there.
He was like, "Oh, you okay?" And she ran off. He was like,
Well, he was like, "Go get her, go doctor." Like, that's all that was.
"Go doctor."
But like, there was one part in that string of events that like kind of like was like that made me feel like I was actually at the Marvel movie at that point. That's how I knew I was there. Is that like the part where like Spider-Man just shows up and then like he gets flung back and then throws the fucking car on top of him. That was the best part like of that entire thing action wise. I'm like, cause I'm a huge sucker for all of
Hitting people with cars.
all of the action, like all like the fights and stuff are like what are really super important to me. Like I don't know why I'm just that way. I just like seeing extremity from like something that you can't see from a regular like fight between two random people on the street.
Going off that,
Like-
the Spider-Man's combo he was doing at the end of the movie was one of the most like
Magic
also,
with a blank.
Yeah, it was he was like that was some of the funniest and just best shit ever. He was beating the fuck. Thanos was like
Because
That
it
was
was
another bad line delivery, because it was, I couldn't even understand what he said for like the first three.
I didn't care. I was like,
Magic
I know,
with a
I
punch.
get what he's saying.
magic with the
He's
kick, magic with it, and then he gets cut off. But like that's just him. Like just Tom Holland is just the best Spider-Man.
I love all
Like,
of
there's-
his.
On that scene, by the way, I'm
Don't
so
shake
mad
your head.
because whenever Thanos grabs him and calls him an
Oh,
insect, they
insect.
should have made the joke
Oh,
where Spidey goes
right.
back and he's like, actually, spiders are arachnids or something like that.
Yeah.
I was expecting it and they just didn't do anything like that, and I was like,
Because
man.
like he's supposed to be like the
The plucky
smart
young kid.
the smart kid, but he's like really like dumb and obnoxious. Like not in like the bad way, but like in
He's
like the
pop
child.
culture.
He's kid-friendly.
Yeah. One thing that annoys me with Spider-Man is they did this in Civil War. So whenever like the like big battle scene in Civil War, so like Ant-Man is huge and Spider-Man's like, "Hey, you ever seen that really old movie Star
Yeah.
Wars before?" And they pulled another one of those in this movie.
They did
Whenever
that like 8 times.
whenever they injected
Yeah.
Ebony guy into space,
Why
and he's
don't
like,
you like
"Hey, have you
that?
ever seen this really old movie named
Aliens?
or
Yeah.
whatever?" I don't know. That
Or-
sort of
What about
annoyed me
Footloose?
that
Footloose is
they
still the
reused
best
the
movie
same
ever.
joke.
It
Yeah.
never was. He's right.
Oh yeah, the Footloose bit.
Dude,
That
Peter
was-
almost like, see, he lost his father figure. He had to kill his dad. He watched his girlfriend die. All the other stuff. And
Oh, he
then
didn't
his
watch
favorite
her
movie
die.
got insulted. We wonder why Peter Quill lost it at the end
You
of the
didn't
movie.
watch her die.
Well, he knew. His love of her life died.
I mean, oh well.
I mean,
Yeah,
do you
does
think
someone
him,
know that
her,
Gamora's
and
dead?
Peter,
Yeah,
they did anything?
they did
yet?
that part where like Mantis made him sleep, and then he like
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier when you said that Captain America did the best of anyone against Thanos. Mantis was the
Really?
most
Yeah, she
effective
literally
against
put him to
Thanos.
I guess, but like.
It was a disturbed.
I mean, if it weren't for fucking Star-Lord being the emotional person that he is.
You say that, but that's the
Fuck.
only universe they won in.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, I'm just
Hashtag fuck
saying
Star-Lord.
the only reason why it played out like that is because in every Guardians movie, if you notice, something triggers him emotionally, and he just
Trigger!
he goes just straight up dollar store Super Saiyan and just has this newfound strength all of a sudden. So
You killed my
and
mom.
that's every Guardians movie. Like something like triggers him emotionally, and then he.
Well, with the
goes
first,
off.
with the stone, it didn't trigger him. He's just like, I gotta catch it out of just panic.
Well, I mean,
And then
it was like he had the flashbacks of his mom. Like while
who doesn't
he was
have
doing
flashbacks of their moms in their worst moments? I do all the time.
What?
What?
You have to
Like
remember,
that
I'm
was
a
like the
superhero,
whole
too.
that was like the whole start and end of that movie, and it was kind of the same way with
My
Guardians
mother
2,
is
where
dead.
it was like
Superpower. That's
you
Star
shouldn't
Wars'
have killed
entire
my mom and crushed my Walkman. Like
Yeah, dude,
Like-
he's Inigo Montoya. You killed my mother. Prepare to die. Or insert something about his mother. Prepare to die.
Yeah. But like I don't know, like that like you say like you said that like he felt out of character. Was that one of those moments though? Where he like flipped out after they found out.
Yeah, that was one of the, and then also like whenever he's in the ship with Thor and all the rest of the Guardian, you know, it just
fell
feel
off.
Yeah,
Because like
felt
honestly,
more awkward because
Drax was the
he's
best
supposed to be
character.
like this, you know, very audacious, you know, larger than life character, but he sort of just felt mediocre.
that's how you know this is a podcast. He used the phrase "larger than life." That's how you know this
Hell
is
yeah.
high quality podcast, larger than life. But I don't know. I feel like Star-Lord freaking out was like that was definitely like on par with the character.
Yeah, and you can't like.
And they even tried to like reason with him too. Like Tony was like, look, like you could like he was like almost like tearing up, like screaming at him because he didn't want to lose,
Yeah.
like type of thing.
That's the only time they've ever shown him like actually yell.
Yeah.
Who,
He was
Tony
like-
Stark?
Hold on, we almost cut it off. He like
Yeah.
yelled at him.
He's like, fuck!
Surprisingly.
Screaming like a fucking. But
You know that really old video where it's the two brothers in the fucking garage playing ping pong and the little one
yeah,
throws the thing and
it-
you're like, ah!
I was getting ready to bring that up for the Fortnite meme, fucking where they. Oh, sorry, I just triggered Chase by saying Fortnite, but like that meme where it's just like they're like this like kid, this guy's watching his little brother play Fortnite and he knocks the controller out of his hand and he just screams bloody
Oh, the thing that I agree
bloody
with
murder,
funny.
and he goes, "I'm playing Fortnite! I'm playing Fortnite!"
I just thought about it and I realized that technically could have been Drax's fault because if you think about it, he was just holding on to the leg, being like a little fucking baby.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't doing shit.
He really wasn't. Like he could have tried to like stab him or something. Like I
That's
don't
who
know.
you would have
But
expected to be the one that
Star-Lord
would freak
wasn't
out.
doing
honestly.
anything though.
True.
Yeah, he was literally just,
He just
sitting
showed
there
up to
mocking
fucking
him.
talk to him in his face.
Yeah. Although to be fair, they wouldn't have had him
I mean,
like
Tony
they wouldn't have
stopped
had
doing
him
stuff.
go to sleep if he didn't do the like remote bomb on his back because that's what caused that whole chain of events where he was just like wait. By the way, the fact that they wasted the one F-bomb on him giving Thanos the finger, honestly, kind of made me a little mad considering the after credits, but that's for later.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway.
No, because they had to because like, haha, you don't get no. The reason why they did that is you're not allowed to leave this movie happy.
That's true.
You have to leave sad.
So moving on into that, we're gonna group kind of like we're gonna save the absolute end for the last part, sort of.
Everybody's.
But the two main fights, the one on Titan, and then the one on
Earth.
and the one on Earth.
I'm thinking of
Whatever.
something.
I guess I'm going with it. The one on
Ah.
Earth. And then all the stuff in between there that kind of causes the other characters to join
You know, what
their
Thor is
respective fights.
out there being a badass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I'm just gonna go on my own side quest. And
So what did everyone think of that? I'm gonna start with Chase yet again. I'm just going down the line.
So the last fight scene,
Yeah.
Terrible.
I thought it was good.
Well, I should say the last fight scene.
Or just the last.
Like the last two fights.
I
Last two
think we should
fights?
focus
Yeah.
on the Earth one first. That's the one that started first, and then
Right,
it cut back to.
I mean, they're like
No, I
interchangeable.
know, but
They
the
happen
Earth
at
one
the
did
same
start
time.
first,
Anyway.
and then the Thanos one about Thor is being Thor.
You're right.
Yeah, so I like how, like during both fights, it sort of it builds up to where it looks like that, you know, the Avengers are gonna win. You know, they're gonna rally together, but then, you know, fucking Thanos comes out of nowhere and just fucking
He starts
beats the
belting
shit out of
out
him.
right
Yeah.
hands to everybody. He's just like, oh, like Dude, this dude is like, she's the heavyweight boss
like-
of the universe. He just came in and one shot to everybody.
It's true.
No hesitation. He's just whack, whack, whack. That's the entire movie. Thanos punching people really hard.
Yeah. And this, I don't know, this may be a little sidetracked, but I feel like Thanos is just such a good villain in this movie.
Oh, no, yeah, he's amazing.
In superhero movies, I feel like the movie is only good as the villain is. And I feel like just Thanos is probably one of the best Marvel villains
That's the thing, because
that there's
Thanos
been.
isn't necessarily
out
a
of
villain.
all the villains, I think Loki was a good one. Who else?
Loki is the most reformed villain.
Right.
Yeah.
But
He's the Vegeta.
Yeah, Loki.
Ultron.
then again, when he was a
Ultron.
villain,
Well,
it was because
Ultron
of
was
Thanos.
alright.
So that could still be rooted back to Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanos ruined it.
And
Local
Thanos.
man
Those are
ruined
the two
everything.
ones that I think that were just. It's really good villains.
Mm.
That's my little sidetrack.
But anything about, like, the fights in particular? I know we kind of
Yeah,
already
they were
been
just-
talking about it, but, like,
The fight, they
Might as
were
well
all
just go
really
into,
good.
like, a
I
well
like the
transition,
I
combinations
guess.
they did.
There's nothing in the fight was like that caught me off guard. Like, yeah, they were fun to watch.
They were really good.
a fucking... For me, I'm going to go to me real quick,
You gotta use
because
that
I
for
did
something.
miss one thing that I just remembered. The fucking Doctor Strange Zenyatta bit where he just made
Oh,
like
yeah.
songs of himself.
That
That-
was hilarious.
That was honestly, like, one,
That's
like,
pretty cool.
action, another one, once again, another one of those things for me, because I've always liked Doctor Strange. That's always been one of my things. Is that, like, he never really used that, like, in the first movie, because it's when he was still kind of training. And I was really hoping that he would have been able to do a lot more stuff than he did in this movie. But just the fact that he was able to use, like, he used, like, the daggers of Danak and, like, all of, like, his clone aspect, like the illusionary magic, and then he actually
Is that like a thing? Like the, what's it called? What's that?
that's just him using his, like, sling ring powers, but, like, the parts where he, like, throws, like, those yellow, I guess they're not yellowish, but, like, the parts where he actually, like,
The orangey
shoots from his thing, those are the daggers of Danak or whatever.
Yeah,
But-
like you said the Zenyatta thing. Like, does he actually have to do with like all the arms?
Yeah,
Or can
it's
he
part
just
of,
make
like,
clones?
it's part of, like, an illusionary thing that he
Because I
does.
figured that was just like his character. He was just like doing that like to show off as a joke.
No, he actually, like, has to do that,
Oh.
which it, like, does that. But he did use some of, like, his more iconic stuff, but, like, one thing that I completely forgot about it is just, like, I don't remember him being able to do it all in the comics or anything, but just the fact that he shot the mirror dimension at him,
What's his face and
at
like
Thanos?
yeah.
like,
No, I thought he shot
Yeah,
it at what's his
actually-
face.
Forget Mantis. Forget Mantis and
Mantis.
Captain America. That was the most that anyone did against Thanos.
the
in
mirror
the movie.
dimension thing.
Yeah, because he just blocked everything that he
Yeah.
was sending at him.
But he punched right through the mirror.
Yeah, because he used one of the stones for it.
Bro, you have
But
to
he
use
could.
this.
He still blocked everything.
You know
that
what part you have to
Thanos
use.
sent.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you-
Also, fucking on top of that, I'm not gonna lie, the Wakanda fight was kind of boring. A
I mean,
little bit.
Because it was like that's the main invasion, but
The only
fight
thing,
was
the
with
only
Thanos.
thing that really truly impressed me about the Wakanda fight is at the very beginning when, like, randomly, like, Bucky and fucking Cap started having, like, a fucking foot race to the front lines. That was like,
No.
I thought it was Black
It was-
Panther.
or yeah, and Black Panther, my bad.
Black Panther.
And like
was-
they were having like that foot race to the front lines, and they just started beating ass. It's so perfect. Why didn't they just make him around Shield? I mean, I guess they probably didn't have.
They didn't have
enough
the time. Just
Yeah.
Get this man a shield.
Get the man the
Hey, fuck
What
that.
kind of
no,
shield did he have?
He
He
had
had like
those-
Wakandan
those-
fucking like claw shield.
Yeah,
It was
they were
fucking
like-
badass. Fuck his whole other shield.
No, we needed that shoe.
Oh, so you're gonna ricochet off what? All the trees all the way there
Yeah,
behind
'cause
the.
he did
Yeah.
that.
But the trees are
Realize
behind the
that,
thing.
right?
You have to ricochet off
He
the.
could ricochet
off
of
the
that.
ground
He
anyway.
could do literally
Yeah.
anything.
I think it would go through.
And
it.
off
It
of
would
people
go through.
and come back.
And you can just do it off Bucky's arms.
He just trajectory like maths the shit, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
I still think that Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Black Panther are all basically the exact same character.
With just slightly
No.
different
One
things
has claws,
changed.
one has a shield, and one has a gun.
Yeah.
Black Panther is
has, like,
actually better
superpowers.
technically because of his armor.
Yeah, the
But
armor
no,
is
but
better.
no. When Thanos came in and hit Black Panther, he stripped away the
Because
power
he
of the
has-
Black Panther. The power of the Black Panther has been stripped away. Whack! What is a king to a god? Literally, that's it. What is a king to a god?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But like, other than that, the fucking
He should have let Killmonger be king for this.
I'm adding to the list. Look at Akuma, look at Pain from Naruto, and look at Thanos, and look at me. Can't tell the difference. The fucking planetary devastation thing that he did.
That was so fucking
That
cool.
was fucking crazy.
You
Like
throw
when
another
I thought he was
movie.
gonna pull the whole planet. He just kind of pulled a few rocks.
he
He
completely
yeah.
shattered it and just like sent it.
He sent
And
it
then
as shards.
the
He
fucking-
Because he didn't want to kill himself, because obviously he
Well,
still
yeah.
can die.
The best-
And we just nuke this planet with the moon.
The best bit of the entire movie, which I mean, I guess I'm kind of giving away my answer
you
for
throw
the
another
next
moon
thing.
at me
Yeah,
again.
if you throw another moon at me, I'm gonna lose it. Like I don't know why, it just made
He
me
was
laugh
so,
really
Tony
hard.
was like, I am so beyond pissed at what's
Alright,
like.
folks, we hit the
situation.
hour mark.
Hell
Just to let
yeah!
you guys
Ding
know.
ding.
Has it really been an hour?
Yeah, it's been roughly an hour. We did like that fucking laughing about Seinfeld shit for like for like half a minute, 2 minutes or so. But
Okay, so it's 58 minutes.
yeah, there we go.
Gosh.
But anyway, other than that, overall I had zero complaints with both fights. Really, honestly.
The
Like,
Titan
what
fight was lit.
Oh, the Titan fight was
'Cause
very
The
good.
combinations that they were just teaming up. Like,
Although
they
I do
were-
have to say the Wakanda fight got a lot more interesting as it went on because like they sort of like strategized halfway through, and then when Thor came in and they showed Stormbreaker.
Hey,
and
don't
the
forget they
hammer
were
and all
cheating
that.
with. They said that one of
When they
his
were
children
losing.
was dead, but he
Yeah.
was actually on his way to go get Vision, and they were fucking with Vision while she was Shuri was trying to take the stone out of his.
I don't know.
Man,
I
why
hope
they
she's
keep
gone.
making Vision so fucking useless?
Well, he got body. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about how Vision got body the
Yeah,
entire
Vision
movie.
just
Yeah.
never
They did
even
not
tried.
give that
He's
man a
supposed to
second
be
to breathe.
broken as fuck, and they just made him useless as shit.
Literally, he
'Cause
was
they
the
wanted to
only
keep-
one that could touch Ultron. That was why they made him.
And that's why they were
Yeah.
keeping him away from Thanos. He's like at
And
this
I'm
point
like-
he's the last stone.
But like,
When he-
he's an android, so I feel like even though he
Well,
got
no,
stabbed,
he's a
it shouldn't
cyborg.
like disable him.
He's
as
he's
hard as it did.
artificially like he's alive, but he's a robot. Like he can feel pain and shit. That's why he was like.
well, yeah.
Well, the Vision
Uh,
Stone is
uh,
what gave him like human qualities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Mind Stone is what gives him that.
So they could rebuild him, but then he would just be Jarvis again.
Yeah, he's gonna be like
Just
Dark
a
Vision.
Robot butler.
Yeah.
Vision. There's gonna be Vision backwards. Nyazov,
Yeah.
some shit like
I'm
that.
sure he did grab all the data she had already. Like,
Yeah,
They probably-
probably.
we can
She'll-
rebuild
he'll
him.
I
probably
mean,
be back.
Dark Vision is a character. I don't know if that's what they actually call him, but when he's all like gray and black and shit like that, that's what that character is for a
I
while.
thought he was like white. He's just like colorless.
I thought he was
Yeah,
Well, he
like
colors- he
colorless.
turns gray, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
grayish,
Same.
black and white and gray, basically.
He's just gonna have a dent in his head and talk funny for a while. Hi guys, the Vision.
But other than that, I don't really think I had any complaints with either fight.
Dude, when
Like
Thor,
either like really big
Dude,
fight.
when Thor came in and started beating everybody's cheeks, I was like, yeah,
I just
fuck everything. This is a Thor movie now.
I just have to say, fucking that effect on Stormbreaker was like the firestorm thing. That was like high fucking quality. That was
I
like
want that weapon.
that was like the thing that was like the weapon of the movie, if anything.
Didn't
But,
Thor
like-
go through like the most in this movie? He got his whole,
Honestly-
he got his entire race killed, got his ass beaten like 3 times, had to take the full force of a dying star to the face for like 5 minutes, and almost died. Oh, whatever.
It was
Yeah,
it
they
was
said
like
a few minutes. They said a few minutes.
I
so,
thought he just said 1 minute.
No,
it
it was
was
a
a
few
few minutes. So
minutes.
like, roughly, let's say you took 3 minutes of sun to face.
That man was all toasty.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
And then he comes in and still beats everybody's ass, and is the only one that actually hurts Thanos. But he had to brag. Should have gone for that
should have
head.
gone for that head. Anyway, but
Are we gonna get into this argument now, Cole?
no,
Oh,
not
not
yet.
yet, not
We'll get
yet?
to
Oh,
it.
am I the only one who expected whenever like Thor landed on Earth, like Immigrant Song to start playing?
No,
Is that
I didn't want. I didn't
should've.
want that to happen.
I wanted it to.
I saw that movie so many times. If I never hear Immigrant Song ever again in my life,
Immigrant song.
it's the fucking
It's the Led Zeppelin
Led
song.
Zeppelin song they used in Ragnarok. If
I
I
also
never,
in Shrek the Third.
oh boy,
It was.
Yeah.
if I never
Dude,
have
I
to
gotta
hear
watch
that
Shrek
ever,
Fucking Snow White. I'm pretty
and
sure it's Snow White.
Yeah.
She starts singing it.
Yeah.
Like she like starts it
So
off and sends all the
awful.
animals that like Prince Charming.
well, it's
and
not
shit.
awful. Like it's not an awful
Bro, can
song
this
by
be a-
any means, but like if I never have to hear that song ever again, I'll be
I know,
okay
so
with it.
that song was ruined in high school because in orchestra, this one kid only ever wanted to play that song in orchestra. I'm like, can you suggest anything else, you big idiot? He's literally had the IQ of a walnut. This dude was dumb. And I was like, he'd always like, play Thunderstruck.
I mean, walnuts are pretty protected.
Yeah, that means make them smart.
I thought you were about to make like a Plants vs. Zombies reference for some reason, and I was like, bro, I love Plants vs. Zombies.
Right, yeah.
But other than that, we did kind of skip over the whole Scarlet Witch Vision thing. But I'm not. It still makes me uncomfortable. Still to this day.
It is kind of creepy because like it's a robot with a.
Because like it's a robot with a fresh out of the box. Yeah, fresh out of the box. A teenage girl.
She's 18 to 25.
Hey man, you like
he's a
cyborg
robot.
cock? You like cyborg
That's
cock?
extra weird.
Robot cock.
Do you think they've
whatever.
actually done anything, or is it just
Yeah.
like?
We're not gonna imagine it though. We'll
I
leave
thought
that.
Skip.
Okay,
He brought
okay.
out his oil.
Yeah.
brought
I'll
his
show you
oil
the real
can.
Vision.
Yo, you think Vision Robo Clap Scarlet Witch is
Oh
cheeks?
yeah.
Okay, if we're gonna get here, I'm gonna say this question I've had in my mind this entire time: who has the bigger dick, Thanos or Hulk?
Oh,
Why is this a conversation? Please.
Because they're about like, because Thanos is taller than Hulk, and he's.
Man, I really
I'm
thought
sure
it was from
someone has a
Spider-Man
Twitter
where
account for Thanos
fucking
or
legs.
Hulk.
That was cool.
Someone hit up one of those.
Yeah, there's a
ads.
lonely Thanos one.
Yeah, the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about
that was
that.
That was
The
actually
Iron,
badass.
the Iron Spider suit was pretty.
How the
lit.
hell did he get back
Although
on
it
the
was
ship,
kind of
though?
like a half Iron Spider suit in a way.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't
because his legs
exactly.
were, like, out all the time.
It wasn't exactly like how Iron Spider really works, which was it was like a
Well, I mean, he didn't do a lot either, which
It
is
was
probably
like-
because like the training type.
yeah.
So he still
It was
doesn't
like a
do it.
half. It was like a half Iron Spider, just solely because of the fact that like the design wasn't like the correct color scheme technically.
I mean, it's a movie.
Like I get it, but like it's just like that, and it
Yeah,
had
Texas.
elements of the Iron Spider suit, but other than that, it was mostly just like.
Iron Man.
It was
Spider-
mostly just like a spider. It was a Spider-Man suit just with
With
slight
legs.
with legs.
I think that was
But it
literally
had-
it.
But it had
was
the
all they
Iron
really
Man
did.
functionalities, and like it didn't
I
have
mean,
the repulsors. But,
Spider-Man turns into Doc Ock in the next movie.
I mean, he kind of at one point in the comics and the TV
I mean, that's
series, he does turn
superior
into like a
Spider-Man.
6-armed
Yeah.
spider. Isn't that? I thought. Oh yeah, you're right. He does become a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For a while, he was
superior
literally, it's
Spider-Man.
literally Doc Ock and Spider-Man, and then he somehow brings back Peter. Dude, it's weird.
All right. So now, before we get to the actual ending of the movie, like right at the end, I know I literally just said that for the last transition, but it's been a thing going around. Favorite bit / meme created from the movie.
Invisible
None of them.
Drax.
Well, I guess that's Colton's answer. None of them. Is there a reason?
They're not funny.
I
Some
couldn't
of them
help but
Wanna go,
notice.
Mr. Star.
I couldn't help but notice
I
that
don't
like
feel so good.
I couldn't help but notice that like fucking
Uh,
every time like a bit would happen in the movie, I would look over at you just solely because I'd like to see everyone's reaction, and then I just saw you rolling your eyes, and I'm like, come on, bro, just have a little bit of fun with the damn movie.
I think my favorite meme is the one where Patrick is Thanos, since the pretty patties are the stone.
Oh my
Are the-
god.
Oh my
Fucking- It's
lord.
great, dude.
SpongeBob. So
No, nothing relating to SpongeBob is great.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Squidward.
Oh, Chase the meme meister. Oh yeah, there we go.
Which one did you? Yeah, I showed Cole that early. He needs to put that as a thumbnail.
Oh, he just threw his just assaulted.
Look at it! Well, I
But,
have a few of these. But
So
we'll see what
I
happens.
assume that's your favorite.
I actually don't really like any memes from it.
But okay, but bit wise from the movie.
Bit wise, probably whenever Star-Lord and Gamora talking to each other, and Drax is standing there. And they're
Why was that your favorite bit? I want to go through that.
It was
That
funny as hell.
It was not.
Dude.
That was the
Drax-
only unfunny part
Drax,
of the
how long
entire
were you
movie.
standing there? An hour.
An hour.
An hour.
I
The
perfected
funniest
the
part
art
of that
thing.
was when Mantis said, "Hi, Drax." That was literally the only part that even gave me a chuckle.
God damn it.
None of the rest of that scene was funny. It went on for too long.
Like that's just shit that I do randomly in the house or with people that are over, where I'll just sit there and just be like, I'll stand there and not say anything, and then I'll be like, I'm not here, and it's not funny at all. But like whenever that happens in the movie, some green dude's just sitting there going, By the way, worst character in the MCU is Drax.
I hate you.
And
He killed Thanos in one of the comics.
I know.
That's because he was made to.
Because
Everybody's
literally-
killed
yeah.
Thanos in one of the comics.
Yeah.
No, not everybody.
Squirrel Girl, Deadpool.
You watched the same video I did, didn't you?
I think so, probably.
I mean, to be fair though, that like Drax.
We actually don't
Drax
know
had a
what we're
complete-
talking about.
Drax had a completely like different like origin in the comics than he does in the MCU technically.
Well, they
Yeah.
switched him.
Yeah.
He started out as being the guy that's supposed to kill Thanos, and they were like,
Because I mean,
and then they threw him in the Guardians. We're like, yep, that's what we'll do.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
been in the Guardians for a while. Like,
Yeah, in comics. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm talking about in comics. Like, they were like, all right, fuck it, throw him in the.
I
Guardians.
already gave away mine, but like, Ed, fucking, if you throw another moon at me, I'm gonna lose it. And then, also the part, it's not really like much of a bit. It's more just like a throw in, but like the part where fucking Star-Lord calls Thanos Grimace from the fucking McGang. It just fucking kills me every time.
Nothing Star-Lord says is funny. Chris Pratt isn't funny to me in the Marvel movies at all. He's funny on Parks and Rec, but like as Star-Lord, he's never made me laugh.
I mean, I can get why you say that, especially with like Chase's point of view on
Ooh, that's
this
a good-
movie specifically, because it did feel off slightly, not like a whole lot, but you could tell like whenever they were first slapped into the movie, like you could tell that a lot of them were like not super great at,
Like his character is supposed to
Getting
be
into
not
it.
serious, obviously, like in the Guardians movies,
yeah.
but he was like too not serious in Infinity
It
War.
was at points it was a little bit too much.
Like when Thanos grabbed Gamora, and the first thing he says is, "I told you to go right." He wouldn't have said that if he knew he was about to have to kill Gamora.
Yeah,
He
that.
wouldn't have said that.
I mean, it was kind of symbolic, but at the same time, like
He was kind of like he didn't know how to react. Like,
He was basically,
I
like, just
told you to
nagging.
Go right.
yeah, like for,
Why didn't you go right?
yeah.
He was
That's
about to
what-
cry.
But Cole, favorite bit / meme. I know someone's gonna say what I'm thinking, but
One of it's kind of hard. I really like the scene whenever it's the chair guy Nate, right? It's
Ned.
Ned. Whenever he distracts everyone just by simply going, "Oh my God, we're all gonna die," and then everyone just rushes to go look at it, because that's just like actually. I thought Ned. I honestly think he just saw it and he didn't even hear what Peter
It's
said.
like Disney Channel show humor. That wasn't funny.
Yeah.
And then my other thing is
I mean,
probably
look
the
who's
Footloose
talking.
joke.
It's cool.
The Footloose scene is.
everyone, hold
Yeah.
up. I want everyone to formally.
The food loose.
I want everyone to formally apologize to Cole. I'm just sitting here on the couch, just listening to this absolute hate speech. You ain't getting no love over here. I'm sorry, Cole. I've formally apologized for the fucking scandalous outspeak that's been happening towards him.
Scandalous outspeak.
Speak. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Michael, what's your favorite bit / meme? I've been talking for the majority of this hour and 12 minutes.
They're all pretty fucking fun. I'm like, if you catch me right, I will crack the fuck up about almost anything.
You're right.
So
I think Michael's favorite bit is where Black Panther dies. That was probably
Who's
the
I
best.
say
was
my
like,
favorite
wow,
from Winter
that's like, I
Soldier
mean, because he got like, okay,
Steve?
Tom Holland,
Steve.
Spider-Man got like 5 minutes of disintegration.
Because
Black
he-
Panther said his line and was already gone before he finished it.
Spidey
We have
sense.
explained this.
Yeah,
Spidey
we-
sense. He knew he was going to fail away.
Yeah.
It's still bullshit either. What was the
That's not
Panther?
your character is
The power of the Black Panther.
You just like Black Panther and don't like Spider-Man.
I like
telling me
Spider-Man. My
Panther
favorite hero is a cat. I love
Black
Spider-Man.
Panther.
I'm listening to
I
you,
actually
Colton.
have a favorite. I don't think it was intended to be a joke, but it's when Don Cheadle's character, what is he, the Patriot or something like that?
Yeah, he's,
Iron
uh,
Patriot,
Iron-
War Machine.
He
War
was
Machine or Iron Patriot.
when he was walking around going, Sam, when he had
Yeah,
just
That
dissolved.
was pretty
Couldn't-
That made me
Couldn't
laugh.
find him. I like how he didn't piece it together either, even after.
Yeah.
He didn't see
they were-
anyone else dissolve yet. He was busy looking.
Well, yeah, but even afterwards, they didn't even have like that.
But he
look
was like
on
a
him.
couple feet in front of him dissolving. How did
Yeah.
he not see
But
that?
he hit
He's
the
like a
ground.
soldier. It's my whole thing. It's like, how would you not notice that?
He hit
what
the
kind
ground,
of
he
field
couldn't see him
awareness
from
is that?
there.
He knew he hit
Sam.
the ground. That's why he was coming. He didn't see him. He
Sam,
only saw
where
him
have
hit the
you
ground.
gone? But
Why the fuck do you care about Sam? It's because other black guy who can fly. Well, why do they suddenly have like
Whoa.
an apartment? Why did they suddenly have a
Alright,
court
well,
I'm
martial?
gonna edit that.
We
where it
have a
says Michael
racist.
doesn't care about black people.
No, but like, why was he so? Falcon was part of the reason why he got paralyzed in the first place. Why does
Literally
he care?
the reason.
Why does he care
Well, I mean,
so much
to be
about
fair,
where
like-
Sam went?
Like you said to me originally, is Don Cheadle's character changed his mind.
Yeah.
Like he was like, nah, Cap was right.
Yeah, the whole
Like-
Civil War thing, like everyone taking sides was immediately just subsided, and they were like, okay, never mind that whole thing. Yeah, that sucks, and the government's not right at the end. And then he literally gets a court martial, and he goes, well, "That's the court martial." And
No, he was telling me you have to arrest these guys. He's like, okay, turns off the call. I'm not arresting you. Let's go do fun shit.
yeah.
Da,
He said,
da, da,
he
da.
said that's
Movie
the
happened.
court martial because he got court martialed.
Mhm.
Not that he was arresting them. He got court martialed.
I don't think it wasn't because he changed his mind on the. He didn't change his opinion.
He
But
sided
he was
with them.
he was happy to see them.
Well, I mean, to be fair, also with the Avengers, all of them, none of them really wanted to have conflict within each other. That was
Yeah.
never a
Steve
one.
that
just
was
wanted to
that
punch
was never
people.
the reason. But there,
Captain America's
that
just an
whole
asshole.
point in the scene where he was like, he basically sided with Cap at that point, and then Cap talked to whatever the hell his name was, I forget, and then like they were basically like, well, if you get in our way, then we're just gonna stop you. And then they were like, okay, have it your way. We're just going to leave you alone. Goodbye. We're not even going to attempt to bother this right now. That'll be for another movie. And then they shut off, and then he gets a court martial. And
But,
that was
like,
like the whole deal.
He didn't change his opinion. He still probably agreed with Iron Man. He was just happy to see them.
No, he
No,
changed
in
his
the movie,
opinion.
he said Cap was right.
Yeah, he changed his opinion.
He told them that.
He said
yeah,
like
he
they
said
were like,
Cap
well,
was right.
it's your name on those papers, and he's like, well, I wish I would have never signed him or something to that
he says something
degree.
like that, yeah.
Like if I would have
Oh.
never signed him, this would have been a different situation.
Well, because he didn't want them to fight.
I mean, still.
Well, what do you mean? Wait, hold on. What do you mean?
He didn't want them to fight. Like, if he hadn't signed them, if he hadn't helped the situation, then
At the
fighting
time,
wouldn't have happened.
At the time, yeah. But we're talking about like in the movie, he was like, yeah, I signed them, but it was a mistake. I
Because it
shouldn't have
started the
done it.
fighting.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done it. And then he got court-martialed.
Well, yeah.
So that was like the whole point where he was like, there's your court-martial. And then fucking shook his hand. But like, other than that, anyone want to talk about deaths and whatnot and all that?
9 out of
Do you
10.
believe they're actually dead
Would have
or
been a
just
10 out of
erased?
10.
Okay,
Because he said he wanted to
short
erase half the
version
universal.
of-
Half the universe.
I think you two need to have your argument if we're going to talk
Yeah,
about this.
short version of it, the argument. Okay, so, and this can be for other people to decide as well. We have a jury.
I'm pretty sure. I don't agree with you.
Okay, I'm well aware of that.
Mineral
but
Gamer Civil War.
I'm gonna say my piece. So, Gamora is inside of the Soul Stone during the movie. She was inside of the Soul Stone. Thanos snaps his fingers. As part of that scene where everything goes white, he wakes up in the Soul Stone dimension, aka he died. He uses Gamora's soul in place of his own to save his own life. It pans out after he said it costed him everything. If you notice in that scene, he has no gauntlet, nothing. Like nothing brought with him, like everybody else. Like Bucky lost his gun and all that. But he kept his arm, whatever technicalities. Anyway,
But
he can't-
Damn,
But
I
the
guess I should
camera-
take it down to a 9.9 out of 10 then. 'Cause
But
The
Spider-Man
camera-
took a
makes sense.
suit.
the camera pans in, back to reality. Snap back to reality.
Built the
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
If he's in the DC universe, you need to stop.
But like the camera starts panning out, and you notice that his gauntlet and slightly like his arm is getting like a little crispy, like, and then it heals, meaning that he was part of the 50% of the. He was part of the 50% of the people who like just faded, who got banished,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
thus using the soul inside the Soul Stone. However, more powerful stones will go into the stone, thus giving him more recharges. So he has dominion over all the other stones, but he is going to most likely be able to use all the more powerful stones in exchange of his own, like, in trade of his own life, so that way he can still keep going. That's the whole point. That's why they need the gauntlet off, because otherwise he'll just kill everyone. That's the whole point. The axe that hits him does not kill him.
It just
It mortally wounds him.
Yeah.
And Richard's over there shaking his head. It mortally
It's
wounds
like
him.
when you heard it when he pushed into his chest. Like it's in there. He got axed.
Yeah, why are you guys talking about who did the most against Thanos and not bring up Thor, who basically
Thor's
just
my
fucked
boy.
the shit out of
Yeah,
him?
but
It's hard to
Thor
catch
fought that man like 4
technicality.
times, and he's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass next time."
But anyway,
I'm kicking you.
alright, say your piece real quick.
Okay, so
Because we're running out of time.
go as
Being real.
I did a bunch of reading on this. Check what the directors have said and otherwise. Basically, when he went into the stone, it was like, okay, I'm gonna delete my emails. And that box comes up that says, "Are you sure you want to do this?" That was that moment. He was like, "Yes, it cost me everything, but yes, I still want to do this." And so the snap continued, and his arm and glove was messed up because even for Thanos, using all the stones at once at that max power fucking hurt. That's why his gauntlet was fucked up, because even he could control all of that power. And so Gamora is still alive within the stone, and maybe as people keep arguing against me, the people who died or were erased are also in that stone, just like in limbo.
Yeah,
Some-
no, they're
Yeah, they're
totally
banned.
inside the...
Yeah.
So because I'll try
Banished to
to
the
talk to
stone.
my friend like
Banned.
him. I can't mention this because you haven't seen it yet. Now
Wait, what?
it's the super thing. I can't
Oh.
bring it
Why
up.
would you
with
even
you.
bring Dragon Ball into this?
Because my friend was like, if somebody's erased, you can't just bring them back. Yes, you can. If you unmade somebody with that much power, like if Thanos unmade people,
Oh, yeah,
easily
if something can be
remake them,
done,
yeah.
anything that can be done can be reversed.
Yeah,
That's
like Thanos,
just how life
Thanos
works.
has the power to
Like,
just
that's-
erase half the universe. He snaps his hand again,
That's
and
how
they're all back.
existence
Yeah,
works.
just because you no longer I was trying to explain that they no longer exist in the physical, in our world.
Yeah, they're
They're gone. They're gone. They're not if the afterlife was a physical place like in Dragon Ball that you could go to, they would not be there because they just do not exist anymore. They did exist. You didn't forget that they existed. They just no longer exist in the existence here. If they exist in the Soul Stone, maybe.
Yeah.
It would make sense. They have to go in the Soul Stone somehow, get them back. But Gamora is still alive in there. It wasn't he used the stone and whatever. And that's why he looked surprised when he came back, because he thought he died. But he actually didn't. Because he was ready. He was like, I don't...
And he exchanged, in
and
exchange
he
of his
didn't
death,
exchange-
he
No.
took Gamora's instead.
No, that was
But-
just the use of the erased people out of the Soul Stone.
Alright. So
my
that...
theory is that the planet where they got the Soul Stone, that was like a ritual location, and the Soul Stone isn't actually a stone. It's Gamora's soul. Like, he sacrificed her, and her soul created the Soul Stone. So the Soul Stone is her soul. So she's still...
But killing Gamora was
Existing.
the price of obtaining it. I see what you're saying, though.
But like,
I see what you're saying.
they
It
never
could very well
showed-
do that.
They never showed the Soul Stone until after he had killed her.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
then
why I
he
say
woke up outside,
because he
and
couldn't
her
get
Her
soul.
soul created the Soul
I could see that point of view.
That
as
could
well.
also, and that would also make it why
Definitely.
she's still alive. Because if she wasn't alive, the stone would be gone.
Yeah,
And also-
wrong. Obviously, she fell and died. So
Really
in the
hard.
end,
Thank you.
I
she's
kinda
not even
wish-
in the stone. He's just hallucinating.
I kind of
and
wish
y'all
they
are
showed
wrong.
her hitting the ground. 'Cause just, like, why not?
I mean, they showed fucking the Grandmaster in fucking Doctor Strange
yeah,
in
fucking
the
just
ground.
boom.
Maybe.
Yeah,
And this is
remember
a joke.
watching
This is a
that.
bit.
Okay. it's-
But maybe they actually got the gauntlet off and they used the reality stone to
So
make
he
it look like. Now,
and broke the fourth
Everything
wall,
and
making us
shit,
seem
dude.
like we
Yeah.
saw the actual.
So we really
movie.
were erased.
Dude, Infinity War Part 2 is just gonna start and it's gonna be like a hold up and it's just gonna like wipe away. Like
So you're
it's just
wondering-
gonna be like windshield wipers.
Record freeze. Record trash.
I mean-
I guess you're wondering how we got here.
Yeah, like it very. I mean, honestly, even though you say it's a bit, that could be very well something that
Because
happens.
I hope it's not.
this is like
Yeah.
spoilers on top of spoilers. But from what I've seen, I saw pictures leaked of the set. Basically, it seems like they're gonna go back in time somehow to the New York fight from Avengers 1
Yeah,
and do
I've
shit
heard
somehow
stuff
there. And
I
at
haven't
first
seen
it looked like these
pictures,
look like
though.
old pictures, but then there's Tony Stark in the outfit and stuff he was wearing in the new movie with Captain America in his suit there, and Thor with long hair shit again. So it seems like they might go back in time to the first Chitauri attack and all that nonsense.
Make
I
sure
don't know
you
how
put
it's gonna work,
spoiler
but
alert next time.
that is a possible thing. Yeah, Captain Marvel gonna come in and beat Thanos' cheeks for 30 minutes, and then something's gonna happen.
All right, so we're getting pretty close to wrap up time. By the way, in terms of the debate, out of the jury that's here, who sides with Michael here?
Like, is Gamora alive or is Gamora dead? Like gone, gone.
Well, not more or less
I'm-
of that
I
situation. It's just
I-
the overall
Did Thanos kill himself?
Like, did
I don't think
Thanos
it was
actually
that
die or
whole-
not?
scenario A.
Yeah, no, I'm with Michael. On
Scenario
that,
A,
so.
scenario B.
I
Scenario
can't.
A, scenario B.
I don't think Thanos is dead, but I don't think Gamora is either.
No, I didn't say he was dead.
No, he
Did
said
Thanos
died, got
die,
back.
or
Did
did
he
he
kill
just like was he part of
Was
the 50%?
he part of the
or not?
50%? That's the real
No.
argument. No.
No.
Okay. So
Was he part of the 50% or not?
I mean, I can't really.
What's your opinion on?
Because,
What's
like,
your
what I
guess?
read,
What
the
do you
dir-
think?
the director-
Well, what's your guess?
I'd
What
say
would-
that he wasn't.
Okay.
Because like when I read the
Was-
director said,
was
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Well, everybody betraying me.
But no,
But-
because I was reading like what things about the directors, and he said that's why he said that Thanos was not one of the ones that died, and that's why he looked surprised. Is that he expected to be one of the 50, but he wasn't. And him going into the stone was basically him chickening yes that I want to do this, confirm, and because everyone died after that fact. Because then you saw his arm,
That's a good
and Thor
point.
looked at him, and he's like,
But
"What
it's
have you
just
done?"
like,
And then everyone started falling.
it's just like situation of the. We're gonna stop talking about this after this, but like, or after Chase says what he has to say. But it's just like situation of the timing in the movie. Like it pans out that way. Like maybe it would pan out that way, but the movie makes it to believe that like timing is irrelevant in that situation. It's not like a wave. It's just like an instantaneous thing.
And
That's
I've heard
happening.
that the scene of him like walking out to like the sunlight and sitting there
Yeah,
or whatever. I've heard that that's like a flash forward,
yeah, it
like
is.
past the part 2.
It has
events.
to be.
Yeah.
Like, cause they just kind of like pull it out of nowhere. By the way, he does look like he's in the Fortnite map.
Hell
Like,
yeah,
not even
Fart
kidding.
Night.
Yeah, he's in Fortnite. He's in
I didn't even
Fortnite.
think about that.
He literally looks like he's in Fortnite. When he goes in there, it's just a bunch of alien sheep in the background, like looking like a shepherd in Ireland.
Thanos is Jesus confirmed.
But anywho, I think that's about it. Unless I'm missing something.
We didn't
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
the last scene.
yeah.
The last
The
scene.
death.
Very last.
Fire away, sir.
no.
I know, I'm just gonna say that.
Epilogue.
So the very last scene probably made me more excited,
Thanos.
like overall, like for the next stage of movies that are coming out because I don't know. I'm so excited for Captain Marvel because her character is gonna introduce like so many different like aspects to the MCU because I imagine so. In the Captain Marvel movie, it's gonna introduce the Skrull and all of those people.
I feel you.
The squirrel? What?
Squirrel. S-K-U-R. That's what I said.
Scroll.
Yeah, no, it's
Scroll.
telling him scroll.
Oh, I
Scroll,
think it's
scroll.
Yeah,
squirrel.
scroll.
Like squirrel girl.
Like Super Scroll, which is
Yeah.
gonna be. I really hope they pull like a Doctor Doom is not the villain in the Fantastic Four, and it's just gonna go straight to Super Scroll, which I think would really be really cool because that's like the perfect. That's like villains that have like a compilation of other things in them. Like if they did an Avengers movie with Taskmaster, those fight scenes would just be amazing.
Doesn't Taskmaster the dude who knows what you're doing before
He
you
has
do?
photographic reflexes.
Like he's able to like
So
mimic your fighting
anything
style,
anything
yeah.
you can do, he can do better. That's like his like slogan thing.
Or maybe not better, do it faster. Like he does it before you can, so you can like he counters you
Kinda.
before you can even realize.
But anyway, is that
So
really?
yeah. Well, the Captain Marvel, it's gonna be sort of like an origin
Isn't
movie,
Taskmaster?
and then
Captain
whenever
America
she's
villain?
gonna be in Infinity War Part 2, it'll be like her modern version of herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad that movie takes place in the 90s because
Yeah,
that
it's gonna
soundtrack is gonna be rad. They better have Tony Hawk in that movie, otherwise.
Hell
it's
yeah.
not gonna- Tony Hawk better be like in space somewhere, just shredding it.
He's gonna be like the
That movie better
Lee
start
cameo.
off with someone playing
Bro.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Tony Hawk is
Using
gonna,
the Spider-Man fucking character, that would be lit.
That'd be breaking so many walls.
Tony Hawk is just gonna be the Silver Surfer. What if that actually is a thing? Because they're bringing like all the
Yeah.
X-Men characters.
Can we get a
Yeah,
cast?
we're gonna get
Can
the
Tony
new
Hawk be
Wolverine,
cast as Silver Surfer? Let's get the position. Let's get it in. Let's get the position open. It makes sense. Anyway, any last thoughts on the last final scene?
On what, the after credits?
Yeah, where they cuck our boy Samuel L. Jackson of saying his motherfucker.
Not really. But I think for the future of Marvel, after Thanos, after Infinity War Part 2, they're not just going to end the MCU.
No, of course not.
No,
I
people
think-
are saying they're not going to make any more Avengers movies. Let's just introduce all these new characters. Give another the Captain
There'll
Marvel
be
movie.
Avengers, but it'll be
the
more
new-
likely like new Avengers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the next one's like it's going to be like Captain
So
America,
basically,
it's gonna
all the
be
characters
Captain
who
America,
only
Captain
have one
Marvel,
movie right now,
Captain Marvel, Ant-Man,
plus more, of
all
course.
the one. I think Black Panther's actually going to be like probably if
And
he-
Ant-Man
if and when he
probably
comes
as well.
back, and Wasp,
Yeah.
because Wasp is now a thing.
I have a feeling Wasp is gonna be a one go thing in the movie, and then she's gonna disappear. I feel like.
I mean, she is part of the Avengers, like and all the comic, the animated ones.
She's one of like
always
the
there.
originals.
Yeah, she's
which
always
is
there.
ironic because it's the Wasp and who cares, but
A lame.
I mean-
She shrinks really small and then zaps you.
Yeah, she got lasers.
Woohoo!
Can I finish my thought now?
yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
I think that, like, after Thanos, the next big villain's going to be Doctor Doom. Honestly.
But he's never really
Absolutely.
fought against the Avengers.
Well,
He's often.
Have you seen? I don't know if you've seen the Wave 5 or Stage 5 leak. Have you?
I don't know if that's
No. Yeah,
confirmed or not.
At the end of the
It's,
at the end of the Stage 5 leak is the Secret Wars, which is Avengers versus X-Men, which then will lead into the whole Galactus thing.
Did
eventually.
Galactus die when he snapped his fingers?
No, probably not.
Because I was just
Probably
thinking,
be
'cause
like-
Doctor Doom killed Thanos at one point.
Yeah,
I mean, who
So,
hasn't killed
Holy
Thanos?
Doctor Doom. Can we get Christian God Doctor Doom?
What?
There's one of the more recent universes before they did the stupid reset, which I wish they would have just kept it. Doctor Doom came in tunement with his the white tiger god of time or whatever.
Mm.
And they became basically essentially one, timeless and like technically formless, but Doctor Doom chose to just be him, but like a holy, like literal god is just what he became. And they had this fucking Thanos and him had this fucking epic anime battle of greatness in the fucking comics.
And that's where he killed
Possibly.
Thanos, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for the future
Yeah,
movies.
it's not confirmed, but
Yeah.
it makes sense. Here, just take the phone. Or
Oh,
not.
wow,
Or
you
soil
did.
it.
Soiled it. There you go. But
That's
so was
impossible.
that your final thought
Yeah.
on the movie? Okay. Cole, final thoughts on the final scene?
I was too busy being sad.
That's fair enough. I mean, you only saw it once, so.
Probably fake.
Yeah, see, like
It
some of
looks-
the titles look really sketchy, but like the ones that really don't. I'll put a picture up on it on the podcast so they know what we're looking at. But like, some of them look super legitimate. Like Spider-Man
Yeah.
Academy, Doctor Strange Illuminati looks pretty legit. Guardians 3 kind of doesn't, but I could see why they do that.
I'm sorry. Ant-Man, Masters of Evil. Excuse me.
Ant-Man versus the Masters of Evil.
Why?
That's Skeletor, man.
That's like way too serious of a title for an Ant-Man movie.
But
Well,
it's
when you think about it, it's like
Ant-Man's a fucked up dude.
they've been treating Ant-Man like a true. They've made his like style of movies like the true comics style, like more so than all of the other ones, where they're like it actually feels like a comic book character, like how they have all of it, like all the trailers and everything set up. He really just
Yeah.
feels like a comic book
Mhm.
character, like
Yeah.
honestly, if anything. But
Not
like,
to mention, it's
then there's-
Paul Rudd.
there's ones like the
most
Mighty
boring
Thor
guy
that
ever.
literally looks like the Tron logo, just kind of
He's
remade
great.
a little bit.
And that's like
I
the-
feel like
the Ragnarok
Fantastic
one.
Four looks iffy as hell.
Because we don't need the fucking Fantastic Four.
The Wasp escape from the Macroverse looks just like too much. Black Panther looks
They already
alright.
showed that the Wasp is gonna go into the Macroverse.
Yeah.
In the trailers.
Oh yeah, but fucking
Was it an Adam
oh,
Warlock?
Nova movie. Can we get a Nova movie right now? Does it? If that list is true, why is it so far down on the list? Assuming that it goes left to right
Because they're
and down.
bad Green Lanterns. It's according to
Isn't that
what.
what? Isn't that what
That's
Captain
Captain
Marvel?
Marvel is bad Green Lantern.
Captain
But she's at
Marvel's
least
in
strong
Nova,
though. She can go
No.
beat Thanos' purple
Are you
cheeks
sure?
like.
Yes,
no
very
other.
sure.
That's
Nova
what Brendan said.
and Captain Marvel are two different characters.
Well, yeah, they're two different
Because
characters.
Nova is
It's
a
like
Nova
a group.
core. It's multiple people.
Yeah,
That's why I say it's like
Nova is a character though.
Yeah, I know. But Nova and Nova Corps, yeah.
He
Yes.
Nova is part of Nova Corps, but it's not
And he's like the Green Lantern. Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel is literally the Green Lantern of Marvel. Because their origin stories are the exact same. They're both pilots.
Mhm.
They both inherit because Captain Marvel's powers are inherited from another person.
Yeah.
Manifest
So literally, it's their
Everybody
stories
can
are
stand
basically
up
the
and
same. It's just that Green Lantern is green and better. So
Blackest Day. No, I did it wrong. Brightest Day.
the blackest
Black-
day.
I mean, that's one of the storylines. Like, the blackest day or whatever.
But
shit goes wrong.
other than that, Michael, final thoughts on the final scene of the movie?
It was funny, but there's also like I think the reason they stopped him from saying it is because they just don't want you to leave the movie happy.
Yeah.
They want you to leave the movie in just
Feeling
a mix of emotions.
Cup
Like
as possible.
like we killed all your favorite heroes except for the original ones. Which
I almost ruined it for you, by the way.
Yeah. I turned my phone on. I was talking to Mr. Emerald Gamer, and he told me about that scene as it was happening. I'm
He
like,
was watching the credits. I thought he was done with the movie already.
no, I
And we
just
were
turned my
talking
phone
about
on.
the movie as the credits were rolling, and I literally sent him a message about Samuel L. Jackson not being able to say motherfucker. And
And
then
as it happened,
it sent, and I was like,
I saw it happen. I looked down. I'm like, hey, that just
it
happened.
was so close. So close to ruining the experience just slightly.
Soiled it. So you just got a message. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, pretty much. But, Richard, last but not least, final thoughts?
Watching the movie, I didn't really care just because, like, A, I've never been a huge Nick Fury fan,
I get you.
or S.H.I.E.L.D. for the most part,
Freaking nerd.
and I honestly don't know shit about Captain Marvel, really. So, like, it's kind of like, okay.
She's got
So,
a flat
for
eye.
It'll
you-
be interesting to see
Yeah,
like,
for
what
you,
plays
it's,
in
it's
that.
been left a learning experience,
Yeah,
basically.
For the most
Yeah,
part. It's
I
kind of like,
I
the
had
Doctor
no idea
Strange
what
movie
it
when it
meant
came out. I
either.
didn't know who Doctor Strange really was. Like, I knew, like, small things where I was,
Yeah.
like, kind of like, I don't really know.
I know enough about Captain
So,
Marvel for...
And then, like, now, like,
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is dope as fuck.
oh, yeah.
Like, I think he's one of my favorite superheroes that was in the movie.
Like, now I know about Captain Marvel enough to go through the movie and its origin story and not really be surprised when something happens.
Yeah.
But if you would have asked me, like, 2 or 3 years ago who Captain Marvel was, I would have been like, that's the guy that says Shazam, right?
What are you whispering about?
He's just...
Oh, he has to leave.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. So anyway, we are officially reaching the end. I want everyone to just give their final score, see if it changed
No.
from then to then. Okay, thanks, spoiler. Spoiler Sam. I don't know.
Spoilers.
Spoiler God. I don't know. But anyway, give your final score, and then since we're ending it off, tell people where they can hit you up at.
What?
Starting with Colton.
Nowhere.
All right, final score.
Yeah, you gotta go to the planet nowhere.
8. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still at 8, and you can hit me up at your mom's house.
Like if you want
That was
to, if
funny.
you want to, like if you know what I'm saying, if you want to plug something, now's the time to do
There's
it.
nothing to plug. What do
I don't know. I'm just saying.
you?
Yeah, at your mom's house.
Anything to plug? You don't want no Twitter?
Are you just
followers?
setting
No,
this
I don't
up for
have
Michael so Michael can plug
No,
his
I'm
channel?
just
Hey
saying.
guys, you should follow my Twitter account.
Okay, I'm just saying if you want some random Twitter followers, if you want some anime dudes to hit you up on Twitter.
Oh,
Dude,
please, I love talking
yeah,
about
it is.
anime with random people.
I mean,
I am looking for
I-
a big titty goth girlfriend.
No,
there
you
you
gotta
go.
say GL.
But
You're spoiling the
for me, score
point.
really hasn't changed. Like overall, I see the flaws now that we've kind
10.
of sat around and talked about it for not just today, but over the many days where we just had hour to 2 hour long conversations about this
You
movie.
mean hour to hour long arguments? Because that's what
Or
every
that too.
that's
yeah.
what every conversation turns
But
into.
other than that, you're already watching it on the channel, and everything
channel.
else will be in the description.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, you already know where to find us. I mean, everybody here is involved in this, so in the channel anyway. So just feel free to do that.
channel.
Catch us at
Michael
the.
May.
Do your shit.
Also, you can catch me on weeknights on Jerry Seinfeld.
Shut up, Richard.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I knew it was
we
coming.
had to bring Jerry Seinfeld back in.
Full circle, guys. Full circle.
Anyway.
But yes, I'm Raspite Gamer, but also known as Rallen Riko. Please
No one
check out my
cares.
YouTube channel and Twitter at Rallen Riko, Rallen Riko. I do a lot of fun
See,
stuff.
Michael,
It's gonna be
Michael,
linked in the
Michael, you
description.
Yeah, you don't
can't.
have to go through
You
it.
can't. It's not ripe yet.
It's not ripe
Yeah,
yet.
all right, kid.
No, it has to be ripe now. It's Infinity War.
Cole.
My name.
Oh wait, you didn't say the final score.
Oh, I again, just 9.5, somewhere around there. Just because.
I get you.
It's like it's a
Increased.
10. in
I'm
my
just
heart.
gonna hold my
Said
9.
89.
That's true.
Well, I did change it midway. I was like, 9.5 something.
Sorry.
My opinions have not changed because I think it was a good movie. It wasn't perfect. It was just a good movie.
I don't think there's a perfect movie,
Simple
so-
man. We see it.
You can find me on Mineral
Chase is
Gamers.
just about as tall as my
There you
ceiling
go.
right now.
It's like a perfect fit.
Sneeze and you're breaking it.
Alright, just end it.
And always remember to practice gauntlet safety.
Stop.
Oh,
But,
fuck, jeez, you're too heavy.
oh my God, there's
Man,
so much
oh,
happening right now.
dang.
Richard, did you do your piece?
I
Your
said
final
10.
piece?
And then I was like, yeah, you can catch me on
I'm
Jerry
making sure.
Seinfeld.
I'm ruining the outro here. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Everyone say bye like the end of a Pokemon
No.
episode.
What's with this
Bye.
airline food?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Motherfucker.
I'm not ending it like that. What? We are not ending it
God.
like that.
It's over. Go home.
It's over, Frieza.
Unless you're already home, then go to bed.
Then go somewhere else.
All right. Well, good movie, everybody. Okay, let's just
Nah,
put
it
it
was
that way.
trash.